Oh, they arrest. Oh, crap. Okay, we got two guys in here. That I'm going to send a link. They just arrested Highdesert community. What's up, Kyle? I'm sending a link for anybody who's coming in here. I'm watching Victorville Copwatch. They just arrested Highdesert community for walking on a sidewalk. I'm watching Victorville Copwatch through Cali Freedom Watchdog News Network. Okay, as more come in here, oh, the lead live feed's going to end, but I'm sending you the link right now for it. I'm going to mute myself because I'm talking to somebody else. Oh, they just ended it. All right. I don't have the full story, but I was watching one person live streaming, and Highdesert was somewhere else, and his stream wasn't live, and they were cop watching. I guess one person they got a car that was tagged was 6 months overdue or whatever, but don't know what was going on with why they were there. But so I guess I'm live. I was trying to go live so everybody could get over to that stream, but it was. I tried getting on here and get everybody else over there. They went off too fast, and they just. I think it was like maybe not even 4 minutes ago that they walked him into the car and sat him inside the car. I didn't know exactly what was going on. I didn't know it was Highdesert till like the last minute. They go, "That's Highdesert? Oh shit!" They even got him saying, "Yeah, he was just walking down the sidewalk there." To be okay. So yeah, well, there was another one right there. Hold on, the link takes you to Cali Freedom Space Watchdog Dash News Network. Is the stream I was watching, and they were with him. It was like they were on one side of the parking lot, he was on the other side of the parking lot. But at the time, I did not know he was over there. I thought I was just watching them themselves. I heard. I'm assuming she was because I thought I heard her, but it could have been somebody else. I didn't see. Just sounded like Foxy was with her. So how's everybody doing today? I killed all my scoops. Had the munchies. So Foxy was there too. Okay, I didn't see that live stream come up. YouTube is pissing me off. I'm trying to follow everybody, but a lot of the times it's like even 17 minutes into their stream, it says, "Oh, now this person's streaming. Oh, now I can go watch you." You know, do I have this set for slow typing? I don't know if I have this on regular. I don't have it on my Hangout, so this is all new to me with this. Good evening, Blue Ghost. How are you doing? Yeah, well, they're saying he should be out within an hour or two, but still. And News Now Canuck, how you doing? Yeah, see, if you guys start going live and you see me pop in like 15 minutes after you've gone live, that's why it's YouTube. Sometimes it doesn't show up here unless I refresh the page, but there's other times it does, and I don't know why. And I gotta say, so I'm binge watching Boardwalk Empires. I'm up on the third season now. I think eighth episode. So yeah, again, I flip back and forth between pages and stuff like that. And sometimes even when I just flip back to the home page, then I'll see who's live down there because I have the live stream on their own bar, so I can stream through who's live because they'll show everybody who's live. So some of you is just going on, and you're just chatting. That's why I'm not there all the time because I'll be there, and then I'll see somebody else will go live, and I'll say, I'll be right back, go watch them, I come back. Because I know I got more people that I follow than everybody else. Like, just there's a lot of you out there, man. There used to be only a few at first. And by the way, Gavin Seim just won his case that's been going on for years. Yeah, you should have seen the original video where he was arguing with the judge and he's told everybody, tells the judge, what, we got to arrest you, this, that, the other. Yeah. And again, unless you're got nothing better to do like me, because I'm retired, you can sit here, all day. Not everybody's going to be here all the time. Did who come home? Oh, Philippe. I don't know. Again, I don't know politically what's going on with everybody, but if I see anybody going live, even if it was my next door neighbor and I absolutely hated the guy, but he's out there and he's doing an audit, I'm still going to watch his back, you know? Oh, did Gavin come home? He may be thinking about it. Yeah. Did an audit at the Fresno airport with his shirt on. That's cool. He's one of the first. I can't really remember exactly who the first one is. The first one I met, I could say was Davey V because he's right up here. I follow him all the time. Looking at something, I didn't even know that it happened right next door to me. You know, yeah. Again, they just won the case today or yesterday. I'm assuming it was today because I just got the news today. So to move that quick, I wouldn't be able to move next door that quick in a day. No, because he would have known if he was going to win or not. I bet you he was assuming he was going to lose. So we have 9 people in here. Awesome. 3 in the morning, New York time. Got a lot of lurkers. Oh, and I don't think Highdesert was live because I figured somebody else was live covering him. But again, I didn't know that I was also watching them. I was just watching everything. I thought, to be honest, when I started pulled into that first stream, when I got into it, I thought I was watching somebody left a car right next to a liquor store, parked in the fire lane. A tow truck's coming up and going to tow it away. They're now walking with somebody down the sidewalk, and I'm assuming, okay, whoever was in the car got out of the car and walked away before the police saw them. Now they're not in the car, but the police go, oh, well, it must have been you that was in the car. The guy's holding the story. No, I was just walking on the sidewalk. So that's what I thought was going on, but I didn't know they were after somebody with a car. But while they were doing that, they decided to go, hey, you're interfering way over here. You could be anywhere and have a lawyer represent you. You know, if again, if it's against you anyhow, you do not have to testify in court. You could sit there and say nothing at all. And actually, it's pretty much what your lawyer is going to tell you through the whole trial. It's best for us just not to have you go up with the court because You go up there, they can ask you any question in the world. If you don't go up there, then they can't ask you certain questions. Where were you at 4 o'clock in the morning? And if you were quiet and didn't say anything when you were arrested, they don't have any testimony from you or anything that, well, at this time he said, da, 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 I was here. You know, Highdesert Community. Highdesert Community Audit. Do you know which one that is? I can find his link. See, he's in. Well, again, wouldn't announce that at first. You get yourself bailed out, and then you decide where you want to go and proceed from there. If you're sitting in jail, expecting to get bailed out, and the judge is about to tell you what your bail is, says, "Okay, please tell me what my bail is, so I go to Mexico." Okay, 2 million. Yeah, they just detained him. He was just walking down the sidewalk. They said, that's what he said. And I know he's smart enough. He's not going to say jack shit. So that's all they got on him, and they don't know better. Yeah, Foxy's was, and I was watching Callie. Oh crap, forgot the whole name. But I put the link. Well, I got the link to it right here. That was the live feed I was watching. So, but you guys are lucky you go out in packs like that. You know, I'm thinking when I go back out to Lions, I'm going to start at the post office. I'm not going to go in any place. I'm just going to walk completely on the sidewalk. Everything, like I showed in my video from that park, everything's right there all the way around the park. I go from film one building, walk to the post office, walk over to the police department, walk over to this one, walk over to the court, walk over to the town hall, just taking pictures. Yeah, that was a short one. I wish I could have got there 2 minutes earlier too, because I saw that the cops. He was sitting at the picnic tables. I don't know what he was saying, but the cop just looked at him, and he is a goofy guy. I know the guy who the guy is. He is. I wouldn't say. I'd say mentally challenged. All right, but not his fault. It's just he's just mentally challenged. And he was sitting down at the picnic tables, and the cops are sitting there. There's supposed to be a whole um, parades and everything else going on there, but it was weekend people. But the road was closed off, and he's sitting where the public goes. And the cops just basically looked at him. You get out of here. I've had enough of your shit here today. Just get out of here. And the guy's, oh man, I can't do anything around this town. I can't get a job here. I can't even get to sit here. I might as well just go home and kill myself. Boom. 5150. Good evening, News Now America. Was ist los? Yeah, well, again, to me, a lot of people are mentally challenged because they don't have a high IQ. It's just how fast you can absorb and retain information and where you grew up and what matters you learned. Good evening, 007. Yes, the meat shield. So, yeah, Highdesert Community just got yanked for walking on a sidewalk. Um, Foxy and a few others were covering it, and I jumped in and I just saw it. I don't think they were on for that long because I just got the notification that, and every time I see somebody going live, I got to watch them, make sure they're safe. And I was a little late, but at 07's in the house, man. Stop talking. I got crickets all over the place, man. What are you talking about? I have it here. I'll put this right down here. See, that was my pet cricket down there. No, it's not. Name is not Jiminy. Yeah, I'm the cricket whisperer. I'm the everything whisperer. The animal was all animals listen to me. I don't know why. So down to 8 people. So what? Why is everybody up so late? I know over there, most of you are Central Coast and East Coast, so it's 11 o'clock, 11:30 for most of you. Do you know it's 3:30 here? The cricket whisperer. You hear that, Fred? They're talking about you. What? Oh, he said, "Fuck you." You know, crickets are good luck, and killing them is bad luck. Reason they say that is if around one reason is if you're hearing crickets around your house and also they go quiet, that means something's by your house. If you're in the tropics, the crickets are going quiet and they're right here by your house. You get up out of your bed and you start checking things with flashlight because there's a snake nearby, and they're not the friendly garden snakes that most of us have here in the United States. That that's a little bit of no. I like y'all know I get 3-4 hours sleep. Oh no, crickets will never chase them off. They're just like an early warning system. You get used after a while. You get used to hearing crickets all the time. If you got lots of crickets around, and leave them alone and don't kill them. All right, and then all of a sudden they go quiet. You're like, now if you're sitting there watching your regular shows of that, cricket noise it doesn't interrupt whatever you're listening to. It's just one of those sounds off the back, right? But if that sound in the background goes quiet, no matter what sound you're watching here, your mind's going, something's going on. Uh, I know. Oh, Central Cali. Huh. Yeah, I figured that. The time's wacko. So if I did an early morning audit here, I would have nobody to watch me if I went live. I would have no backup. And everybody would find out 3 hours later. Oh, hey, look, Bullet just got arrested. Oh, look, Bullet just got shot. Yes, I know. Why I have no problems with trolls. Really don't. Yeah, Sean Smith used to say a lot of things in everybody's comments everywhere. If I see his comment, somebody else's, I just block it so I don't see it. You know. Well, again, you can't just say if I pick a certain name, like say Sean Smith, because I know this in YouTube. I myself have approximately 500 else or alternates names in that I could use to go on YouTube. I I know enough that I'm not going to take my else and boost up my ratings and my people and who's joined as subscribers. That's weak actually. I know people who do that. They'll create like 1,000 else just so they have a 1,000 limit, right? But if YouTube goes back and looks at those else and what IP, what area basically is watching, you're not going to have 1,000 people in your town that's just watching just you, unless you're doing a specific show for that town, like a town hall meeting, which nobody does anyhow. They should, but and another good advice to use when you're dealing with a troll, don't deal with them. Just ignore them. Because all of a sudden that one troll could turn into, like I said, 200 trolls or 200 alternates all coming in saying the same thing. You can block this one, but that those going to come in, and they'll keep you busy all day. They'll just sit there. Oh, look, he just blacked another one here. I'm gonna throw 3 more in there. Bing, 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 bing. Then you're like, ah, crap. He just got those. And he'll keep you busy all day. There's ways around the 2 accounts per phone. See, again, there's a lot of people that have a lot of expertise on computers and the internet, and how a lot of this stuff, especially on the phones are weak. This is just like when computers first came out, they had certain protection. If you look at the computers now to where they were and how the protection of that is back then compared to now in your computers, you're going to laugh. Well, the same thing with these phones. They're great. They're like little mini computers in that, but they're like the old style computers down the road. You're going to see how cheesy these things are. They're going to have ones that actually just go roll up. You can just put it in your pocket like a pen, then unroll it, and you just touch screen everything. And it'll be the screen itself and everything when it snaps open. I don't know if any of you had those little snap-on wrist things that you just popped and it just snapped around your wrists. I bought a bunch of those for my kids. It's going to be similar to that. It's real thin, and it's just going to roll up, then unroll. And these both work. All right, this is my old 6, and I've traded it for the 7 Plus. I will be trading the 7 Plus up, but I could use this one with this one anywhere I go, make phone calls with this one, and this one just rides along with it. So now I have 2 cameras when I go. One can actually go live, while the other one records everything else in case I need it. But again, if I go at 9 o'clock in the morning, you're all going to be sleeping. You'll find out about it later. You'll be doing, oh, look how they bounced them off the sidewalk. No Motorola's for me. No, 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 no. Oh, Indian call center. Oh, no, I never did that. I used to do telemarketing, actually. I was actually quite good at it. I first started out working for this one company that did just PBS because I didn't really want to do telemarketing. I just didn't want to talk people into things that, I didn't want to sell an iron to somebody that have them call me back. I just bought an iron that broke apart, or phones. But this was for PBS, and I love PBS. I used to watch Doctor Who was originally on PBS. That was the only place I could see it, along with a whole bunch of other one, red, green. I won't go into them. There was a whole bunch of them, Faulty Towers and stuff like that. But they had pieces of paper that they had typed out that's how you're supposed to say everything. Hello, Mr. Blah, blah, blah. My name is blah, blah, blah. And I'm calling you today to blah, 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 blah. So, are you interested? No, bye. They're already hanging up at that point. I just changed up the words a little bit. And when they ask for money, we have memberships that start at this amount, $20 a year, $30 a year, $60 a year, $120 a year, right? And people would just hear those numbers and they would go for the lowest. And I would say, well, we have plans that are as low as $5 a month. Go ahead, figure it out. $5 a month comes out to $60, which was one of the higher ones. So like, oh, $5, that's nothing at all. So I was getting people, and also if you got them to use a credit card, you got an extra dollar for every time that card was used. So that card was used 12 times a year. So that's $12 every time I got somebody with a card. So I had worked it out. Pretty much it was like every other person was saying, sure, sure. So it's 50% rate. So I'm getting, and everybody else is getting maybe 5 a day. But I'm like, boom, boom, boom. Now, I also do work at this place. You have your own little cubicle you're sitting in and talking to people. And something like this had a wire going to the computer. All right. It had a little button that you could turn the phone on and off. It wasn't wireless like you have now. But all the cubicles, the supervisor would once in a while listen in. And because my numbers were so high, he says, I got to be doing something wrong. So he started listening into and he's listening to me going, popping them off like that, you know. At first, I'd hook him in talking about the shows on PBS because I knew them all and I liked PBS. So again, it was something I liked, something I knew, it's something I believed in selling. And so I was getting people to spend only $5 a month or $10 a month, you know, which is 120 bucks. So yeah, if it's somebody who comes in and even if I'm ignoring them, I just block them or knock them right out. I just don't have their comments seen like in my YouTubes. Not that I'm monitoring what everybody else is. It's just the trolls that come in to say something that has nothing to do with the video. All right. Or some weak argument saying, oh, well, you should have wore this hat, you know, or you should have said this, or you should have done that. That's again more weak sauce. If they think you shouldn't have done it, go out there, show me how to do it the right way. Don't talk about how I did it wrong. Show me how to do it right. Oh, I've been a convict. Who wants to hear about my conviction? Well, one of my convictions. Okay, we got 12 people watching. If I see 10 ones, I'll tell you about my convictions. It's 10 out of 12 ones. I will tell you about my conviction. Okay, Blue Ghost is gonna go one. All right, fine. Yep. See, this says there's 12 people here. All right, fine. Let's see. How do I set the scene? My best friend that I've had through school, we had competing um, scores, 99 point all the way through school. Either he was 99.9 and I was 99.8, or I was 99.9 and he was 99.8. But he worked hard. I partied all the way through school. I would pick up a book, okay, and ace everything. I didn't even have to go to class. That pissed him off. But we were still best friends. So in 1989, we were meeting at my house. Now, my house, because my house, I was a bouncer and I didn't even drink. It was known as the coffee house. Nothing happened in my house because I was a bouncer. I didn't want people following me home and stuff like that. That was drunk. It was a hotel. Rent a freaking room. You know, I had a lot of friends, but it's not. You're not coming to my house and passing out of my no. Rent a room. So that's why my house was called the coffee shop. Nothing happened and we were meeting at my house, and I was watching the kids, waiting for my old lady to come home, and we were going to go to a fair. Now at this Newark fair, there's a big spinning wheel, and I had this con where I won tons of money at the spinning wheel. So I always went every year and always won. Keith, my best friend, always won because the beer was 25 cents. Didn't he? Was a drunk. He drank a lot. So I was his driver. And another friend, Kelly Rittenhouse, was supposed to meet us also, but he was Keith's friend, all right, from my area. So they all meet at my house, and Kelly brings a friend. It's like, no big, four of us are going to go to the carnival. So we're sitting at the table playing cards, having coffee. Not even the cigarettes. You couldn't even smoke cigarettes in my house. I get up because we're drinking coffee and had to go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom and I came back out just in time to see Keith handing a packet to Kelly's friend. And in the other hand, Kelly's friend was handing him a wad of money, right? I walked out, I see that. I was like, instantly, hey, there's a drug deal going on right in my house, right in my kitchen with my best friend. I had a freaking cow, right? I didn't know who the fuck this guy was. It was a friend of Kelly's, who was a friend of Keith's, and they're all in my house selling drugs. Not doing them, selling drugs, right? They just weren't fast enough because like I had a freaking cow. I'm going after this guy that I don't know, right? Gonna kick his ass. I chased him right the frick out of the house, right? Now Kelly I knew, but he was sort of scared of me too. And he went out after his friend. He said, "Oh no, dude, I didn't know. Yeah, you did. You know, this is a coffee house." Well, he didn't know. He does. Oh, he does. So he's chasing his friend who's now scared, running down the road. So Kelly goes after him, and I turned. So I hadn't hit anybody, and I looked at Keith, and I says, and he knew. He told me, he says, he knew I was pissed, and somebody had to get hit. He just went like, okay, I'm waiting. Now I can't hit him, you know. So I calmed down, and Keith and we ended up going to the carnival, still to make the money. I had bills to pay. So we went to the carnival. He got drunk and felt bad about selling drugs in my house, right? And I made a lot of money. And then we went home. He passed out of my house, and then he left the next morning. Now life goes on for 2 years. Okay, 1991. Oh yeah, he passed out. 1991, I had moved out of this house. My wife and I had gotten divorced. I caught her cheating with somebody else. Moved to North Carolina. Came back up here. Started my business. Met some other girl, and that things were going great. Just got this new house and stuff, and everything was looking great. And now Christmas is coming. The tree's set up. Knock on the door. It's the sheriff. Hello, how can I help you? Is your name Richard Miniman? And I do like my brain's going, okay, I haven't done anything. And yeah. I'm thinking, okay, something's wrong with somebody in the family. So, all right, yeah. Oh, we have a warrant for your arrest. Huh? Yeah, we have a warrant, which was a sealed indictment from 1989 for 2 years. Just got unsealed, and we come to arrest you for sales of drugs in your house. What? So I couldn't figure it. They wouldn't tell me what the date was and everything else. And I didn't answer. I didn't say anything, you know. So I'm sitting in jail. I go to court. I get hit with a $50,000 bail. I still don't know what's going on. And I guess within a week, I did get all the paperwork. They told me the date. That's what I got. About 3 days after I got arrested, I found out the date of the incident. Now, the date of the incident, which was May 12th, is also stuck in my head as the day of the carnival, the day of making money. All right. Now I knew exactly what it was. I didn't need the papers anymore. Now I know exactly. It's like, oh, so I get a lawyer. All right. Tell him exactly what happened. He says, well, we could pull your best friend in here. And he probably would have told the court, yes, it wasn't him. It was me selling that. But I didn't want him to do that. But it wouldn't have worked anyhow because my lawyer said that's called collusion. Basically what collusion is your wife, your best friend, or anything would say anything or do anything and lie for you. The one I chased out and almost kicked his ass was a cop. He was a sheriff undercover. He had been in the town, in the bar for, I'd say, good almost a year, just hanging out with all the people in the town. And the bar was clean. The only real solid dealer that was in that bar was me, but nothing was sold in that bar and nothing was sold out of my house. And I really didn't do the selling. But that's a different story. So anyhow, the lawyer comes back and says the sheriff is willing to go to court and say he bought it from me hand to hand in my house. Now I got two felony charges, sales and CDCS for sales and CDCP possession, both felonies A's. Yeah, that shit sucks. And they said, well, here's your choice. If you go and fight this and this cop lies and says he bought it hand to hand, even though your friend and everything else was there. There was no cameras in my house, I wish. And your friend they will throw that away because they'll say your friend will lie for you. And if a cop lies, they'll believe the cop is telling the truth. So you'll get 12 years. Or we'll throw one away and we'll just give you a 1 to 3. So you can take your chances, my lawyer's saying. I'm saying this is a great fucking lawyer. Sketchy Plainsman, what's up? Okay, my name. There. I said my name. I still have my camera that I had back then. It comes in a box about this big. It's heavier as shit. So I had to take the plea deal, otherwise it would have been real bad. And I went to a medium B, which is ABE prison for adults with basic education. Basically, anybody whose education was a 5th grade or lower was sent there. They sent me there to be a teacher, to help teach, because you have to have an occupation when you're in prison, something to do. I don't do good I'm a great cook, but I won't do a cook in prison. And they also pay you when you're in prison if you on jobs. It depends. If you're just go around pick up the garbage and stuff like that, you get 5 cents an hour or 5 cents. Yeah, 5 cents an hour for 8 hours. If you're a teacher, you get 25 cents. And all that money that you make as your job goes to pay off your fines and stuff like that. But actually, I really didn't have, being a teacher, you get a lot of props and respect because, well, basically, honest, the gangs don't want their people to be ignorant, stupid. So if a teacher's going to sit there and honestly, hey, I'll help you. Doesn't matter if you're Muslim or if you were from Black or if you were Nyeta or whatever group you were from. It didn't matter to me because I was the teacher. And oh boy, I got my place was set up sweet. I figure you got an L. It was actually an X, but our section was an L. Down one row, you have beds all in cubicles next to each other. Then at the end, you have a big wall with a big hole in it. And then on the other side of that wall is 2 rooms with doors, you know, just like a little apartment with a bed in there, a little cabinet in there. That was my room. Had big windows that I could open and close in my room and stuff like that, you know. So I had the best room. I had the Ritz. So, but it also came with a bonus too. Every time somebody wanted to get high, they got drugs like crazy there. Every time you wanted to get high, though, they had to find a good place to get high. And if they wanted to get, well, my room was perfect. You could open the windows up, close the door, smoke anything you want. It goes right out the windows. And they wanted to use my room all the time. That's fine. For every joint you smoke in there, you got to put one in. I had a little can that you put joints in. So every time you smoked one in there, you had to put one in. So for each joint you smoked in my room, I got one. Now I got to read back to what everybody's saying. Well, there is no such thing as there's just groups. You got Yetta, you have outlaws, you have white supremacist groups try to hide because everybody hates them. The Muslims, believe it or not, the Muslims pretty much run a lot of the inner judgments of what's going on. Oh, that's one way to do it. Get a big fat one, and then have just blow all the smoke from it into a giant bag. There was pills that bucket. I don't. Only thing I do is caffeine. I do weed. I do cigarettes, but I don't inhale the cigarettes anymore. I've stopped doing that long time ago. That was hard. Here's a trick. If I have any cigarettes, I do have one. I had one. I have 13 people watching. Wow. Breathe it in your mouth, then straight out your nose. Don't breathe it down your lungs. you get the same nicotine and everything else through your nose straight into your blood system even quicker. The first few times it's going to burn your nose. But I don't this I'll inhale. You know, is down as tiny as I can get it. You know, but this we don't have to swallow. Just open your throat wide. You, mm, that is called French smoking. Try that one. Breathe it in, and then up and back out a little, and then straight up the nose, and then back out the mouth without going to the lung. Actually, I do. It was a trick that a lot of people were taught that wanted to be cool, but they really didn't want to be out of control. All right. I like me. I used to go drinking, but I wouldn't get drunk. And I could outdrink anybody, but I wouldn't get drunk. You know how? I'd go in the bathroom shortly afterwards, everybody thinking I'm doing something else. I put my finger down my throat, get that shit out as fast as I can. I'd feel a little buzz because a little bit would be in there, but not as much as when I really, really, really drank. Another trick I had, but this one I wasn't drinking, is because I was a bouncer. I was supposed to just lay low and not start fights and everything else. Is more like persuade this drunk just to go outside. Then once he's outside, persuade him to just keep going down the sidewalk. And having a lot of friends there with you helps. So I always didn't try to cause shit there. You know, I wanted to get everybody to get along. And these two people that were arguing tonight, tomorrow night, man, they were best friends. You know, they're buying each other all sorts of beers. So you want to keep everybody cool. You don't have to be super strong. You just got to be pretty good at handling people. Good evening, Jonathan Brazelton. Oh, you stumbled upon this? All right. What this channel basically is it's a group for all auditors and everything else for the first, second, fourth, fifth, any of the amendments of the United States. All right. Right now, we're just hanging out and talking about anything in the world. My name is BulletSponge Bob. If you never met me, been a gamer forever and ever and ever. Got the name from my dad and my son, so that's how come my name is BulletSponge Bob. A bullet sponge is somebody who's been shot a lot of times, but not necessarily died, or somebody who runs out to block everything else so other people don't get shot. But I can talk about anything anybody wants to talk about. I used to play SOCOM. That was the last game on the played. Then the rest has all been on PC, laptop, and phone. Not so many on the phone though. Good evening, Streaming Silence. I originally started this because Desert Watch had originally gotten nabbed by the police for walking on the sidewalk. There's a link to one of the live streams that was going on when it happened, but they went off the air real fast after it. But they figure he'll be out in a couple hours and that. Highdesert was walking down the sidewalk, cop watching along with Foxy and a few other people. And I was watching somebody else's stream when they arrested him for walking down the sidewalk, put him in the car and took him away. And that's the link to the live stream I was watching, Max. Call of Duty. Yeah, I wanted to play Call of Duty, Joe, but my son passed away, so I stopped playing those games. That's what my son and I, again, because of the divorce, that could only visit on certain days. But we saw each other every day live on PlayStation at the time. I played all sorts of PlayStation games, and we played all the time. And my dad originally called me his little bullet, so that's where I got the nickname Bullet, just like Steve McQueen. Then my son, when we started playing, he was really good at it. He goes, "You should try this game," and it was so come too. So I went out and got it, joined his clan, and we would go out. And he created the name for me. I'm going to call you BulletSponge Bob. And he created my name. So what it was, bullet sponges, I would run out, get shot by everybody, and he'd be back there, see where everybody shot me from, then run out there, go pew 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 pew. He was a super quick type, you know. So I was this bullet sponge, this meat shield. But then I ended up getting really good at the game. Then later on, just before the game ended, we got all the codes. We were against coding in the game. We'd watch people flying by with tanks, going, "Oh God, well this round's ruined." The bait, the bait. All right, streaming silence. I got to read back. News Now America is the bait. I lost you streaming. It's a true story. That's how I got my name over 10 years ago. I've had another name. It was called Earth. EARPH. Earth. I was writing a story named Earth, and I started playing this game. And I didn't know if I was going to like it or not. And I tried by BulletSponge Bob, but it was one letter too long. And I did not want to be BulletSponge Bo. So, so, yes, I was the bait. I would try not to die, but at first, being a newbie in the game, you're always going to die. You just run out. He more than likely has codes. He probably has the codes for seeing where everybody is through the building and that. There's other codes that you can get that will show you who has codes in that, but it's usually for the moderators and admins. I do know about the game, and I've seen others playing the game, and I know how it works. I just, again, the main reason I started playing with PlayStation was to play with my son when we couldn't see each other. Well, he started passed away, so he can't play it anymore. But like I said, I created the name Earth for this one game I didn't think I was going to like. I started liking it. I'm playing it. I got pretty good at it. And I got a group of people. Then I somehow got famous in the game. And we started up a show called Vega Conflict Talk Live. And that went on for almost 5 years, just like this. Only I had the hangouts. We had other people in here with me. And we'd be talking about the game and what's changing the game and best ways to play for no money, which the company hated us. And then we had the CEOs and everybody else coming on the show to talk about what's coming up and stuff like that. But in the back, they liked everybody but me because I was telling everybody how to play the game without spending a penny. And we had one guy, he was called Coiner. He was a major coiner. His name is Zis. And Zis Trabaris. He is rich, and he'll spend $10,000 a week at the game if he wanted. Right? And he brags about it all the time. And I would go up, but my clan was against his clan. He's spending his money and trying to get us that, but we're just using brains. We're taking resources away from them. So they got to spend a lot of money, but he couldn't figure out. He says, well, if you're not playing for any money, and a lot of these fleets that we fly take 12, 14 hours to repair. You know, we're sending lots of them, but we're doing it in a smart way. But he's just coining everything and sending it right back. And he couldn't understand how we could keep going toe to toe with him for 24 hours, 7 days a week. Because we're smart. But he was on the show too, but he couldn't believe he knew everything we were saying. He understood how it worked, but he didn't know that there was that many dedicated people in the game that would do it that way instead of taking the easy way of just spending money. Oh, he's still spinning. The game is dead. All right, it's gone. Nobody really plays that. It's pretty much dead. Go look up Vega Conflict. They're still playing the game, but there's really no. It's not hard. Anybody can play it. There's you're talking to everybody in the world of that, but nobody's making any associations in the game anymore. Even my clan, all right, which is one of the original clans, and we're on all the time. We're really not talking to each other anymore. It used to be you'd see constant warnings. Watch out for this guy coming here. Watch out for that group over there. Watch out for this. Watch out for that. All the time. And our group, somebody was on at all times, watching what's going on. Now it's like nobody gives a shit. So why are you spending the money? Well, again, I've been online many years before there was a World Wide Web. Working for Xerox, we created a lot of the games and a lot of the programs that were put into other programs to create other programs. For example, if you were to make a video game, the old style, on the screen you have a blank screen, you can put the cactuses here and have it roll through and just like a scene. Pull it over here. Okay, now this scene we're going to have this and blocks here, and these blocks are going to do that. Okay, then over here we're going to put this and this and this. Okay, roll the screen a little bit more. Now we're going to put this. Now we're going to take it back. We're going to run the character through at this speed. And have him go through and see if there's any glitches, and that's how they would make a game. Well, you have to have a program for the computer to understand what this whole box is going to do, and what inside this little box is going to do, and what this little box opens up, and what little programs are in there are all different programs inside of the program. And those programs have to be written for this program. Everybody's a mod. I think we got in total, everybody I am sub to is a mod. It's around a little less than 100. So any one of the no, anyone that I am sub to that's out there that's doing audits, not my 630, not that's sub to me, because we got trolls, but everybody I am sub to out there, with a few exceptions of other mods from others that like Brian King, Tay Lin, all the Lins, they're mods. they're all mods. I have no idea. Everybody I could find in here that I am sub to, that I know, I just. I'm pretty sure I sub to you, Sketchy Plainsman. Oh, by the way, I have to go back and check my list once in a while because people disappear off my list that I know I have sub to. It's not going to let me. Well, yes, it will. I'll just do it this way. Just copy your name. Do search. Oh, Jonathan, thanks for subbing. It popped up just as I went over there and looked. Sketchy, you are not. I'm not sub to you. I know I was. Well, I am now. How about that? I had to be because you were on my list for me to make you a mod. So you came off of my sub list. Well, again, I got so many people. I know I have, last count was 84. So I have to go back and keep counting. And you have to go 1, 2, 3 to count them up that way. It doesn't come up and say, oh, you have this many that you found. No. Because there's other ones that aren't just mods or auditors that I follow too from other things. There may be a 50 limit. Again, I do know that some people, they say they don't. Some people that YouTube don't like that will play with their numbers and stuff. For example, here's what you can do to somebody you don't like: sub, then unsub, then sub, then unsub, sub, then unsub. What it does is it keeps coming back saying, "Oh, hey, Joe subbed. Oh, hey, Joe subbed again. Oh, wait. Oh, Joe subbed again. Oh, wait. Oh, Joe subbed again. Wait." But over here it says, "Oh, somebody unsubbed. Oh, somebody else unsubbed. Oh, somebody else unsubbed. Somebody else unsubbed." So Joe could sub once and unsub 10 times, and you just had 10 subs come off, but only one person subbed on. So if you're really, really, really irritated somebody, there's actually, if you go to some hacking forums, and I won't put the list, well, I could, but there is programs that will do that, that will sub unsub. So all of a sudden you'll go in and say, "Gee, I got one subscriber." And you could be brand new one. Open it up. "I have one subscriber, but I have 1 million people unsubbed." It's a glitch that's been in YouTube, almost 5 years now, and they know about it. Yeah, it's like a bot program. It comes up with your name, but it automatically just logs into YouTube, goes right to that panel. It clicks. You don't see it. It says, "Okay, subbed, unsubbed, subbed, unsubbed, subbed, unsubbed, subbed, unsubbed." You have a little clicker. What this one just keeps going one, one, one. This one goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's about that fast. There's programs out there. If you're a hacker, you can find that can pretty much do anything. I could turn on your computer, turn your computer off, open things up, have your computer just before the police set up a raid on your house, right? And just before the police get there, all of a sudden hack your computer and download all sorts of 12-year-old porn from another site, put it in your computer. They come in, they raid you, and you're busted for child porn. Oh, Joe, you went to Yahoo chats? I used to have a bunch of them, and I was a pretty cool bot. I had all the hacks to get rid of the bad people that came in with the hacks to wreck the rooms. It was fun too. Do you remember ever hearing the ding hack, where somebody would come on and start talking, all of a sudden you hear ding, 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 because somebody was doing something. Yeah. And they go ding, 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 ding. They go, "Oh crap, somebody's in here. Hold on, I'll get rid of it." Oh, next thing you know, they're gone. I loved using that one. And I'd always wait till the person would steal the mic or something else. Haha, they stole the mic. Bad for bing, ding, 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 ding. Mm-hmm. Highdesert. Well, like I said, politically, I don't know what's going on with everybody out there, but this is my standing. If you're going to go out there and you're doing an audit and you're not being one of these jerks that are like one I saw today that just went up, they had the blinds closed, so he took the camera over the top. All right. Right there, he's already past where he's not supposed to be. He got hit by somebody else in the crowd and got water sprayed on him by somebody else, but they were already past the line. The guy in the crowd, yeah, they probably could have him charged. I don't know if you guys saw that video either. He could probably be charged for assault, but they ended up yanking these other guys with the cameras. That one was a sovereign citizen acting. Won't even go into that political stuff. But romance room. Hey, let's see. used to go to country chat rooms or the country music rooms mostly. There was open mic, and then there was list. I hated list. You would start down the list. Okay, it's this person's turn. He gets on the mic to play a song or play a guitar with a song or even sing to a song that he's playing in the background. And everybody in the chat listens to this person sing. People would come in and try to interrupt in the middle of when they're singing or playing something. And they would have to get booted out. We had the ones I ran were open mic. Basically, first one to grab that mic, they get it. So somebody was, okay, I'm done. Thank you. They would sign off and click. And the first person would click on, hey, everybody, I'm going to do that, da, 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 da. And they do whatever they do. I had about 4 PCs all running at the same time, so I could come in there with 4 different people and hack. I didn't even have to be in the room to start hitting them. All I had to do is have the one name, copy it, send it over to this other one, use this one. Okay, I come back here. No, it's not me. See, I'm over here. I wish I could remember some of the booter sites I had. I had a couple. I can't remember what the names of them are. It was so long ago. And at the time, everybody else was Windows 2000, or I had the brand new Windows Millennia. Not many people got the Windows Millennia, I think, because then I went to Windows XP. Pretty sure XP sucked, and I was glad I did. Yep, I was glad I didn't get the and I had the Millennia, which had a few things that XP didn't have, so I never upgraded it to. But I did get a Windows XP, and guess which one died first? It was no good anymore. The XP. But my Millennium, that I was using that up till not that long ago, actually, 5 years ago. Then I went to Windows 8. So I went from Windows Millennia to Windows 8. I just jumped everything else in the middle. I was waiting and waiting, waiting. And I got a good deal on a Windows 8 computer when it just came out. That's mine. And well, I can't say that because I have a gamer's PC right now by Asus, and everything is so jacked up that I could probably do like 17 things at once. I could run 17 YouTubes at once if I wanted to. Yeah, I used my Millennia up till 5 years ago. It was getting a little bit laggy on everything, especially some of the game. The game I was playing, Vega Conflict, man, it was getting lag. Now it would never work for it at all. And that game went from Flash game, then it went to crap. Well, now it's on every platform. Play it on tab, phone, PC, laptop, online or offline. No Vista. I skipped. Well, I had to be using it some jobs and stuff like that, but I didn't like it. I actually started out with the old 64. Well, that was at home. I had my first one was a tower, but the tower was ran off of how do I explain it? It's like a CD. Well, actually, it's like the laser disc, the old laser discs you saw that were about this big, but it came in a little stacker. There was 6 of them, and the center had a ring that was about this big. So actually, this much of the disc was usable, readable. So it came in a stack of 6, and you put it in the tower, punk. put the top on, which is usually round like a robot's head, and that was the memory to run the computer. And the computer went to a screen, and this is all wired in. I forgot what the name of it was, but I got it from Xerox when I was working there, and I could actually work from home. So when we had some good parties, and we had some good garbage can parties, you know. Who knows what a garbage can party is? Yes, HDCW's been kidnapped. Highdesert Community Watch. I'll put the link here to the one I was watching. Hold on. I missed something. Sketchy placement. Oh, okay. Okay, why did that type down sketchy placement? I did not type that. It did for some reason. Oh, did they delete it? Hold on. Mm-hmm. But let me just put it here again and try it myself. Nope. Huh. And they closed it. Let's see if I can find it in my history. And it's not here either. Yeah, there's one here from News Now. I don't know if you guys follow him. He's got 3,800 views from News Now Ukaipa. Some guy came up, got right in his face, and then says he's just going to call and have him arrested by calling in a bomb threat. Again, here, let me get the link to that. No, that's not it. Share. And there it is. YouTube changed things around again now. Um, you can actually, it says search for people, but you can share people you know that's been on YouTube in a group chat like Facebook does. All right, here is that link. If you want to watch that one and sub to him, he's pretty good. But basically, the guy goes, he pulls up, gets right. The guy shows him his badge and everything else. And I mean, he was really confrontational. This guy. Then he walks back to his car. He goes, well, you're going to jail today. I'm just going to call it another bomb threat again. With a badge and saying that he's just saying that he should go to jail. No, I came in late, probably 5 minutes before the end of it, and I saw what was going on. It's like, crap, I gotta go live, see how many people I can get over here to watch this live now with me, and just put it on. And as soon as people start coming in, they cut the live feed. But News Now he's probably going to have the vid out. They'll probably have him out within 2 hours. Let me see if it's come up yet in everybody's feed. I have no notifications in mine. Last one I got is Oregon Copwatcher and new subscriber Jonathan Brazelton. That's all notifications. And I'm subbed to Foxy. And yes, usually I do grab it when things are going on. But again, I was ready to go to bed. It was just about 3 o'clock, and I saw that pop on. Somebody's going live. Checked up there. It said live cop watch up. Gotta watch. Good night, May. Yeah, I got. And again, I was watching not Foxy's, and I was watching a new one. But again, usually I get in when it first starts. So what I personally do um, is I find out where they are. I'm hoping the auditor's saying, okay, I'm here at blah, 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 giving the street addresses of where they are, what town, and they don't have to look up the police in that because that's what I'm going to do here. Oh, okay, you are at the 22, like with Denise, 22nd precinct. I'm looking up Chicago's 22nd precinct, and I got the number for everybody that I can find. And they're ready to say, here, people, if things start going south. Yeah, I don't think he was live streaming, but Foxy and the new one, Kelly something or other, and I forgot the name. It's a confusing name. Hey James, yeah, this happened almost an hour ago. I've been just chatting now. Um, seems Highdesert Community Watch got nabbed for walking on the sidewalk, and he was with a bunch of other people there. So, I'm thinking the live feed they took down, and then they're going to edit it and put it back out, or somebody else took it down. And that's why I also record when I see somebody going live, like Denise's last night. I'm also recording it. And with Windows 10, it's easy. I just hit the Windows button and G. These two little buttons right here, Windows and G at the same time, and then I'll start recording whatever I'm watching. Even this, but this is already recording to YouTube, but I can record again if I wanted to. Just in case some woman came running through my door, ran around my chair without no clothes on, ran back out the door, and then YouTube pulled my video right off the bat. I recorded it myself. I took watch those movie bouncers to go around the table. I'm assuming so because the way it was, they were on this parking lot, cop cars here, everywhere, and he was over on the sidewalk over there, and they were by the building over here, filming this way, and he was just off camera, and they were walking him back on camera. Now, I did not know when I tuned in, they didn't tell me exactly what's going on, and whoever had the camera that I was following, Callie, wasn't watching the other auditors. He was just too busy. He was talking about something silly at the time. And next thing I know, I see him walking in. And the way they were explaining it to me, they had a car there. They had tags were overdue for 6 months. So I'm assuming, all right, well, they're just going to tow this car away because here in New York, if your tags or registration's overdue, it's $8 every day till you redo it. And if you don't want to pay the $8 a day, then those days are the days you can't drive. So if you did redo it for 10 days, you have to go 10 days without driving. So if you don't redo it for 6 months, you either have to pay $1,200 or go 6 months without driving. So that's what we were talking about. Next thing I know, this guy's being brought back on a camera, and he says, "What'd you get it for?" Or they yell at him, "What are they arresting you for? Walking on the sidewalk." Now my mind's going, okay, this guy pulled up the car in the fire lane, parked it there before the cops got there, got out of the car and started walking down the sidewalk, but the cops know it was him that was in the car. So I'm saying, well, tell him not to say anything. You know, don't say, don't. I didn't drive that car. I don't know what you're talking about. My name is it. I did not know it was news or Highdesert Community Watch. that they were pulling over. I thought it was some guy just getting out of the car trying to be sneaky. That they had caught all that. Walking down the sidewalk is what he said. What are they charging you with? Walking down the sidewalk. Now, unless he has a warrant for interfering, because everybody's calling in and calling these police stations that are watching, you guys are idiots, which also happens. No, they put him in the car and they drove away. No, he was detained. Yes. Put in the car. Car sat there for a while, and then the cars drove away. That's the last I knew. Then they went off air. And they were saying, oh, no worry, we'll probably have him out within an hour or two. Again, I came in last, so I didn't really know what was going on. I was just watching and assuming. Because he was way off camera when they were bringing him back in. So I don't know what happened off this camera. Foxy may have a better view on her. That's what would happen here, too, in New York. If you get arrested on a Friday night, there's judges aren't going to get out of bed all weekend to go. They're going to wait till Monday. They have to take you in front of a judge originally to have you detained and have a bail set. Yes. Good evening, Invictus. How are you? You Highdesert got yanked for walking on the sidewalk. That's what I went live for, get other people to know, because he only had 6 people watching at the time, and me. I could get more people over here. Yeah. Well, again, here you do have to go in front of a judge, and that drives me nuts too, because you're not supposed to say anything about your case one way or another in front of the judge. She's not going to hear it, but the cops yapping at me. Oh yeah, well, wait, and I got a feeling. If I tried saying that, judge, no, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Cops. So yeah, again, if they're not supposed to listen to me, I don't think they're supposed to listen to the cops. They should be telling the cops, shut up. I don't want to hear your side. I already got what you written down here, and you're charging with this. Now, they would check if you have a job and everything else, and if it's going to affect your life. Are you going to get fired because you jaywalked? And again, if you're on your way to work, you have a flat tire, and a cop comes along and he's got a bad attitude, wants to arrest you on something stupid. All right. Well, yeah, I was going to give it to you. I noticed while he was sitting there that his one light wasn't working right. See? For example, just happened to me. I have not gotten a ticket for 30 years. Started this thing. They're everywhere, and they followed me home and pulled me over in my driveway for a license plate light that wasn't working, he said. Sat there, recorded the whole thing. He got out. I went and checked my rear end. Hey, after he was gone, license plate light was working. Now, if I sat there while he was saying, giving me the ticket, Bob, license plate, and I argued with him, oh, I checked everything. I know it's not there, and it works. Get out of the car. He started getting attitude. I could have got shot. Could have said anything. Oh, he jumped out at me and did that. I had the camera, true, but it doesn't show everything. It shows everything from here to this. But it doesn't show what I'm doing behind the camera. So let's say I had 2 cameras, one behind me showing me and another one for the better shots. They could say behind the camera I was doing da 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 da. So he had to shoot me. So that's why I stayed in the car and let them do it. Then I went back and checked it. It's working after he's gone. Would have loved to walk out and confront him right face to face. What's this fucking lying shit? Why did you really pull me over? And then a couple days over, another one pulls up right in front of my place, backs up, and another one pulls up and sits there. Felt that too, but they didn't know that until I went outside. As soon as I went outside with the camera pointed at them, they drive away. And if you got a job and they yank you up, even if you are not guilty and they got you mistaken for somebody else and you don't make it to your job and you get fired, then what? Oh, here's a better one. They throw you in jail for something you didn't do. You know you didn't do it. Bail is going to be something you can't pay for, not even the 10%. You have nobody in the area that you know that could help you. And you sit there for 3 weeks till you get arraigned in front of the judge to plead not guilty, this, that, and whether they come up and say they have enough proof, and here's some of the proof that we have that he did it. Then sit there after 3 weeks in jail, go in front of the judge and wait for them to give any evidence. And they go, wow, we have none. I would could dismiss everything. Yeah. So now what would this person sat in 3 weeks in jail for something they were charged with, and then after 3 weeks they have nothing to show. They just fucked this person up for 3 weeks just to do it. Like I said, the police could arrest you for anything they want at any time they want, if they want. Whether it sticks in court is something else, and they will tell you, well, we'll let the courts figure this out. Well, after the courts figure out the cops wrong, they won't yell at the cops or punish the cops. But before, we didn't have the stuff we have now. Cops are here to serve and protect, not to bully and hover over and boss around. And those are the ones that got to go. If they're that type that is a bully, that like power, that like to control people, they shouldn't have the job. They are the last people that should have the job. Well, like I said, I just put up a video. We got two cops fighting right in Main Street, Rochester, each other. They got we got the recording and everything else. Well, I've been legitimately stopped for doing something wrong. Well, I see now. All right, in the last 30 years, I have not gotten any. I did get pulled over. I think it was 2 times. Got into tickets, but they were tossed out. Actually, one time I wasn't even driving. I had 2 workers that I had a car. It was an old, you know, yeah, yeah. He said that one video. He says, it was a cop, shows his badge and everything else, got his plate and everything else as he drove off. And he goes, well, you're going to jail. I'm going to call another bomb. I'm going to call another bomb threat again, clearly, and have you arrested. Now, just doing that, anybody else says that, I'm going to call in a bomb threat. What's going to happen nowadays? Because he's got a badge of that, what's going to happen? Probably nothing. Not even a slap on the wrist. We're just going to hide you in the corner until everything cools down and everybody forgets, because there's going to be other shit coming out from other cops. And around here, again, this is New York, but we have some small towns around here with some small town judges. And they're not straight. There's one good judge I do know around here, and he went to school with me. I had to go in front of him. Hey, James, you got 150,000? There's the link down there. My PayPal's got a whole zero. Brian, what's up? The cop said he was calling in the bomb threat. I think I still got the link right here. Let me give you the link. So yeah, they pulled or didn't pull me over. I was called because two of my workers lived near each other in the same apartment complex, and my girlfriend lived there too. But I lived down the road. I didn't live with my girlfriend at the time. And I got a call from her says, yeah, they're going to be fighting. They're out here arguing. The cops are going to be here any second. So I drove all the way there, got there just as the cops got there parked. Went over to my two guys, had a talk with them, sent them back into their place, and the cops came out. All right, there's a problem, blah, 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 blah. And everybody goes, yeah, it was these two guys. They didn't have enough comments. I was talking about that they would just say nothing. The cops go, never mind, it's been handled. Well, who was it? Don't worry about it. I don't have to. I'm going to go in there. I got something burning. They could have just walked away. But no, it was those two guys. The cops go knocking on the door. Says that it's all done. Nobody's fighting everything else, and nobody's going to be charging them with being. Again, it was during daytime. It wasn't 10 o'clock at night, so it wasn't the effect for what is the word noise control thingy late at night wasn't in effect. It was still daytime. And I told the cops that. There's nobody that they're there. There's lots of cops there. Nobody they could arrest, nothing they could do. They know what was going on, but everybody was not talking, and the ones that were talking just said who it was. They didn't see what was going on, and nobody really was fighting. They were just yelling. So now they're getting mad. They can't arrest anybody. They're asking me all sorts of questions. I'm not answering anything. I'm their boss. That's all you got to know. And they broke it up. They're going to pass out, and you don't need to see them. They're knocking on the door. Says they're passed out. You want to wake up a drunk? This is just causing an incident here. So then they started piling on me. I wouldn't tell them any questions, but they did see the car I drove up on. Is that your car? I didn't say nothing. They looked at it and they ran right the registration, which was in my name, found out, oh, your license has been suspended. And I told them, no, it hasn't. And I pulled out a piece of paper. See, this is a UT46. That means I paid the fine and the information is still heading to the computer. And if I ever get pulled over, it says if I right on there, ever pulled over, show this to a cop, blah, 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 blah. Yes, it's da, 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 da. I showed it to the guy. He didn't care. He still wrote me a ticket. Right? So I go, put it off, see the DA, told the DA, I says, I had the UT46 that says that, well, you should have showed it to the cops. I says, I did. Well, you got no proof. I says, yeah, I do. I told it to him. Is that I had all sorts of witnesses. So she wasn't bend or nothing. Went in front of the judge, let them say everything they wanted to say, present their case. And the judge let me, and I just walked up and says, well, I have this UT46 right here that says that I paid it. So therefore I had my license at this time. So I'm not guilty. He goes, we could have saved a whole bunch. And now the judge is pissed at me. We could have saved a whole bunch of time if you just showed this to the cops instead of not being quiet, not answering questions and everything else. I says, I did after they wrote me the ticket. After they ran my plate, because I didn't do anything wrong, they ran my name, ran my plate and everything else, found out who I was, gave me the ticket. Then I showed them the UT46 saying that I was licensed, but they didn't care. Well, you should have showed it to the DA. I did just show it to the DA 10 minutes ago. You did. Hold on a minute. So I step back and I go sit down. And he starts, did he just show you that out there? Well, yeah. Well, that means he's not guilty. Why are you here just still trying to put it on that? You want to find him when you knew he had a piece of paper say da 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 da. This is sort of stupid going up and down the DA, and that went to the cop. And he showed you the paper too. He didn't ask him, did he? He told him, and he showed you the paper too. Oh yeah, after you wrote it. Well, if he showed it to me before I wrote the ticket, but well, he showed you right there. So you knew that when he came in here and pled not guilty and not guilty, kept coming back and forth, and have to get a lawyer, and he's going to represent himself and all this other stuff, and come back here and waste all this time, and he's going up and down how much court time and cause cost on this cop and the DA, and going up and down and chewing them up. Let me, this case is dismissed. You can go home. Don't worry about it. I was the first case up, and the court is full of everybody else that this DA has now got to try to find guilty, with this judge that's now got a chip on his shoulder against the DA and the cop for wasting time. I just sat there and let them run the 3 ring because I knew I was not guilty. It was this simple. Then, about 6 months later, I was going down this road. It's 45 at about 80. It was downhill. Really, the hill got me going. It wasn't me speeding. It was the hill just got me going. But anyhow, the cop was coming by, pulled me over, gave me a ticket. That one there, same thing. I just put it off. Went for the DA. Right? She didn't even know what the charge was or anything else. That night, I just looked at her. I said, "You know what happened last time?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, "This is going to happen again." I said, "Just warned you." She goes, "It is?" Oh. She went in there before anything. She goes, "We're going to dismiss all charges against, we're going to let him go. We're just going to throw it away." It's just, really? Okay. You could figure out why. She didn't even know it was a speeding ticket. She didn't even look at what the one thing was. She didn't open it up at all. We're just dismissing everything. Okay. So, like I said, my license has been clean for 30 years. Those are the 2 incidents. I did have another one that got me for crossing the line. I weaved. It was a bug in the car. It was a legit. All of a sudden, something in my face. And I knew the cop was behind me. And the lights went, doo. So he was following me. He was waiting for me to do something stupid. So he just ran my license, everything else. And I told him, I said, B was in my face. He said, "You sure you haven't been drinking?" I said, "I don't drink, man, but don't worry about it." I was high as hell, but we used to have a sheriff's department division. It was actually the sheriff's, but it was actually for the town of Sodas Point. It was like a subdivision of the sheriff's, but it was crookeder than hell. The judge and the chief of police were brothers. And if they ran you in front of the judge, he could say, well, you know what happened, blah, blah, blah. All right, just throw him in jail for the next whatever his brother says. I think you should put like a $20,000 fine on this or bail on this guy. Okay. Well, somebody burned up all the cars. Don't know how that happened. Also, one night, all their cars just, and the town couldn't afford to buy new cars and anything else like that, so they just closed the department. Say bye-bye. Then, let's see, brother years later was, for no reason at all, driving down our back curvy country road at 90 miles an hour just to do it. And an old couple backed out of their driveway and he plowed right into the side of them. He got actually, it was a 3-year sentence, did 6 months suspended, time served. No, that happens. There's a lot of that going on all over the place. Again, they're both voted in. The chief is voted in. The judge is voted in. So if you like the judge and the chief of police just happens to be his brother running on the same ticket, you're going to vote them both in. I used to tell my kids bedtime stories all the time. My daughter's a doctor down in Tennessee. She's an expert in psychology. She had me to work off of her whole life. I have grandkids too. Like I said, I lost my son years ago. I'm good with that. I'm not crazy or nuts. Oh, my son. It's life goes on. I've also lost my dad. I've also lost my grandparents. Lost a lot of people. Life goes on, but I still remember everybody. Many. Again, I'm old. Um, I did take one for my brother. He said, "My brother's an idiot." All right. We were doing a job, and I just happened to be, we rode in his truck. All right. We had to use his, he had a nice little truck. Um, it was a nice little truck. I liked it. And we went to the job in his truck, and we were coming back, and he had just bought 2 ounce bag. It was like this freaking big. He was showing it to me. I said, man, I don't like carrying anything more than 27 grams in my car, because 27 grams or under, the fine here is going to be like 100 to $500, depending on which court you go to. But he's got this big ass bag, and he's on probation, right? And we're driving down the road. He just finished this big barley. The inside of the truck was just like Cheech and Chong. I'm not kidding. It was just solid smoke. And I see lights behind us. I was like, fuck. He's freaking out. I got my window down trying to get it out. I know no matter anybody who smokes a lot of pot, if you smoke it in your car and roll your windows down, it doesn't matter, because you can drive 10 miles, have the wind blow in there like crazy. They're still going to smell it. And it's just gonna that's just gonna reek out of the car, even if there's no smoke. So we're still driving. He's looking for his bag. He's lifting up this middle thing while he's driving. And I know the cops can see him. He's going, yeah. So I'm sitting there going, fuck. Oh, this is gonna be bad. So he can't find where he put it. And he finally has to pull over. And I got to tell you, my brother is an idiot. He has no cool at all. The cop comes up to the car, because I know it's reeked so bad. The first thing he did, he opened the car door, grabbed my brother, and yanked him right out of the car. Closed the door, put him up the car. All right, I know what's in here. He's patting him down, right? And pulls him to the front of the car. Now I'm looking at my brother. He's on the hood of the car, and he's looking at me like this. I can see him looking this way as the cop's patting him down. And he's like me. He's a little. He's quick, fast, strong, everything else. I wouldn't put it past him just to take off. And that's what I'm looking at him, and I know my brother. In his mind, I'm taking off. I'm going to run. I'm just going to pull. I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go. I can see him talk himself into it. And I go, officers, he ain't got nothing. I got it. They go, huh? That's it. And I had a little bag, had about a joint's worth in it. All right, because I was smoking his. He had a whole bunch of English smoke. So, so he comes back, and I can see in my side mirror there's another cop back here. Right, he leaves my brother there. He comes back to the window, and I says, "It's in my pocket. I can't get to it because I'm not making any quick moves." Right. So the other cop opens the door, lets me out, and I said, "I'm gonna slowly reach into my pocket. It's right here." Right. So then they take me back to the cop car, let my brother back in the car. He's sitting in there going, oh, God, you know, relieved as hell. And get me in the car. Now they're asking me all sorts of questions. And you know me, I'm no better than to say anything. But now I have to sort of count these cops, because I don't want them to go back in and search the car and that. I want them to think, okay, this is where he's the one that had the smell on the stuff. We'll deal with him. All right. I know. They write me a little ticket of violation. It's not even like crosswalking here for having that little amount. Write me a violation for possession. and everything else. And while I'm sitting there going, I'm amazed you can smell it in that car still, because they're trying to get me to say that we were smoking it so they can get him for driving while intoxicated. I said, he doesn't smoke it. I says, I'm the one that smokes it. That's my brother. I says, we were working together today. I says, I smoked some at lunch and I didn't think would smell it. I says, and he didn't know. You know? I said, now I'm probably going to be in trouble with him and he's going to tell mom and everything else. I'm just spreading bullshit and everything else. It's like, man, it's just bad. It's like, fuck. It's like, we smoked it at lunch. I'm amazed you could still smell that shit. I said, it's good stuff, but man, you know. So they let me go. We drive off. We drive all the way back to my place. We get out of the truck and he's trying to find out where it was. Here's the truck. Here's his door. When you open it up, right where your seat is, the next right here, that's where I felt. It was right there. So when you open the door, you could see it. And I opened the door to look for it. I was like, oh, there it is right there, Rob. He couldn't find it. The cops never saw anything else. And I says, by the way, you do know you're paying for my fine, if there is any. I says, then you're going to replace what I just lost. He says, yeah, sure, here. Oh man, I got billions of stories. I've pretty much done everything. Oh, error. Try again. There you go, Joe. Oh, another moderator just handled this. Yeah, I could. You guys can type away because I could read it. Unless I'm talking, I'm looking over here. I could pretty much read what y'all are saying. Oh, is this a crack? This a crack pipe? No, this is not a crack pipe. I don't do crack. I don't do painkillers. I've broken every bone in my body multiple times, even compound fractures. Still don't do painkillers. I learned to handle pain when I was a kid. I got spanked a lot. Yes, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm still wide freaking awake. But no, this is not crack. You see, crack don't come in this. This is called a dugout. This is called a bat, or a very small one-hit tobacco pipe. Yeah. Mm. So Invictus, you're an early riser. Well, no, I can't say that. I do like crack, especially when they take and push them in like that. You get that little shit. That's a good thing. Had to mute my cough so you guys didn't hear me coughing my brains out. If I didn't have a couple puffs here and there, I'd be bouncing off the walls. It's hard to keep me down and relaxed to begin with. Oh, you should have seen me when I ran my business. Oh my God. Or any business. I can have up to 60 people. Ooh, best job ever. Who wants to hear about my best job ever? Many, many years ago. Down in North Carolina. Man, there's stories from North Carolina, big time. Um, I was working for an abatement company up here in New York, asbestos abatement, running crews. All right. And I would run, one crew would usually consist of 4 people in one area. And I would have up to 60 people in a bunch of areas. All right. One would be, his job was to do one thing, another person was supposed to do this, the other 2 was supposed to do that. And would have them working all over a plant. Well, they started a new one down in North Carolina, and my wife and I were splitting up at the time. This is the coffee house where I lived. That wife, when we split up, I went went down to North Carolina with a company that started up a new company to run that one, and I'd have 60 people working. Now, the job was they were usually in the pharmacy companies, um, like Glaxo, the big companies where they make the drugs. And our job was to clean all the ductwork and that through the building, so there wasn't any dust, and the place was completely hermetically clean. All right, that was the job, but it was time and material. So the more time, you basically, it's like where they were paying us $15 an hour for labor. So if we hired 4 people, every hour we're getting paid $15 an hour times 4, or 4 men working 1 hour times $15. That comes out to $60. So 4 men and $60 an hour they're paying us. Now we're paying these guys. We're not paying them $15. We're paying them $7.50. So half the money that they're making, we're making. So the more hours we get them to work, the more money we make from them working. I would set them up in certain areas, and they go, "Okay, what are we supposed to do? Sleep quietly. Just sit here, play cards, do so. Just take your time, just sleep. What? Don't do anything. Just stay here." And big ductwork. Some of the ductworks was you could walk through. Mostly up in the roofs. You have the big ones with all the air comes in to the plant, and then it goes down through a bunch of ductworks and filters and fans, and then gets spread through the building. And all those ducts got to get cleaned out. Some of the ductworks would go up like 2 stories straight up, and they were only about this wide and about this deep, about like that side ductworks. You ever see those? Guess who got to go in those and climb all the way up them? Because at first they had no doors in any. You could go up into the attic part and walk around. You could see all the ductwork in there, but you couldn't get in it. There was no doors in it, so I had to go up into the bottom and crawl up 2 stories through this ductwork to get up to the big ductwork, and then crawl through there and find a good spot where they could make a door that people could get in and out, the workers, and have them go up to the attic, and then they get in the ductwork that way and take their naps. Some days we'd have 60 people. Somebody would just start humming something. Oh, away, away. Oh, yeah, that was good. Away, 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 away. Then somebody else would go, ooh. And the next thing you know, we got everybody singing. You're hearing it through the whole ductwork like that. It was good. I mean, actually, it went pretty good. But there were days just hear music just going all the way through the ductwork. Now Mexicans, we did hire a few Mexicans once, and they sent us back 3 weeks. They cleaned this whole area like in a couple hours. It's like, oh no, sleep, and no, come on, we were easy. Oh boy, you're fired. You work too good. It's like sleep. What's that? Even when I'm asleep, any little thing goes on. I know, even if it doesn't make me sit up, but I'm awake enough to know what's going on. You know. But yeah, we made a lot of money. We had one guy. Oh my god, his name was Tyrone, and how do I put it? I was cool with people trying to be cool with getting high. Well, because all we had to do is sleep. Fine, go on a break, go outside, go by a tree somewhere, and go get high. But sitting there in the ductwork getting smoking, and you can smell it everywhere. And this one guy, he thought he was being slick because he was going to where the air was supposed to go out, but we had everything for cleaning shut off, so it wasn't working that way. So the smoke was just that everybody could smell it everywhere. And I knew who it was. You couldn't prove it, but I knew who it was. And one day he was hired to hell. He goes crawling through there, went out through one opening, and went out. And oh yeah, his wife came to pull him up. They left. I went back, checked everything, and I see a wallet right there. Open it up, all sorts of money in it, right? It's like, fuck. So I took it out and I went down, I gave it to my boss. And I says, he's going to be back. I says, just let's let him sweat it out for a little bit. He came back freaking out. His wife is yelling at him. We could hear her yelling at him. He's running up. I said, I gotta go in because the place was now locked up. That's why you gotta go. I says, we can't unlock it. They locked it. We're done for the day. He's, but oh, I gotta go in there because I know I lost my wallet and it's in there. None of us. We can't go in. We can't go in there now. We're locked out. What are we going? What, And now he's going back because she's yelling at him and everything else. And my boss, he's sitting there. Why don't we just go give him all? This is relax. I'm having too much fun. So he's coming back, and we went around the other side of the trailer so his wife couldn't see. He's trying to. He said, "Man, I don't know what to do. She's gonna kill me. That's it. We gotta get in there." And I said, "Dude, I don't know what to tell you, but never. Here's your wallet." He goes, "You fucking asshole. You do this." Yeah, I know that. Here, have a drink. We sat there with my boss getting high for about 10 minutes while she's having a cow out there. I says, "Well, you probably mad at her for something, so just let her yell." Then he went back with them all. Then she was all fine after that. He told him that he goes, "Yeah, they found it for me. They were just harassing the hell out of me since we got here." They called me ass. She called me an asshole too. Yeah, the first thing he did is he opened up, checked them out if there was money there. And I says, "Actually, I saw it. And I came out here and I saw you leaving, so I was like that close to catching you, but I could have kept the money." But my luck, I do something like that, something worse is going to happen to me. I, it happens all the time. I, some people call it karma. It does happen like that. It really does. It's just weird. It really does happen. Like I'm allergic to bees. I usually don't kill them with this and that. But I was with a girl I was impressing, and one came in, and I said, "Ha ha, ping!" Right out of midair. It was flying by, ping, like that. It's like right into the fan. There, your problem solved. Thought it was all cool. That 2 minutes later, sting. Oh shit! And that bee came out of nowhere, just went, bing, got me for no reason. Like, oh, son of a bitch. All right, got to drive to the hospital with one arm now. All right, give me my shot of adrenaline. I don't carry the styptic things with me. When it happens to me, it's usually that area that puffs up, and then I'll, like, if it stung me in this arm, my whole arm would just puff up like a balloon, and then it start up here. All right, but it's about as far as it's going to get. What you got to worry about is when you get it in your throat, on the inside of your throat, and you get little blisters in there, and they close your throat right off. And if they try to put this down there like that, they could also slice through those blisters and cause more problems. It's actually sometimes easier just to do a tracheotomy. And that's actually easy to do. I know how to do it to myself. If I had to. I was choking. Just make a little hole right here, put a little pen in there, go. It hurt, but yeah. Again, it's not instantly going to die. What you're going to die because of something from it, and that's usually what it is. You're going to suffocate. You're not going to. Some snakes. All right. Here's how some poisons work. Some poisons just destroy the tissue, surrounding tissue. So if you got a rattlesnakes, they bit you here. Your hand, pretty much everything around here is just gonna puff up and just start melting off. Yep, anaphylactic shock, yo. Very good. And he spelled it right too. Did you spell it wrong and I put a blue line in there and said, "Oh, this is how you spell it," and changed it? Actually, you're old school like me, so you more than likely spelled it correctly right off the bat. I wish I could play music at the same time. I think I pretty much can on the Hangouts, but here I'd have to play the background. It wouldn't come out too well on your end. Calm before the storm. Court administrator tried to decide a riot and then gives me an injunction. Oh, that's from Tuck Police. They were the ones. It's tuc.police suck. They're the auditors. They were the ones that I told you that pretty much went right over the top of this one barrier with a camera, showing right down the lady, showing right down her top and everything else. And she grabs a jug of water, just starts spraying water at them. And missed the one with the camera, but the one that was sitting in the chair on the other side of the window with his camera like this that she closed on, the water got him. Now he's just sitting there not doing nothing with the camera, just waiting for it to talk in a public area, but she closed the blinds on him. They arrested him. He didn't really do anything other than sit there with a cam. But this other guy grabbed this other guy and hit him. Another guy grabbed another guy, hit him. The police come rushing in and grab the guy in the chair that's just sitting there like this. That was the Tuck Police one. Oregon cop watchers, cops invite themselves into a home after the woman said no. That's happened to me too. Now, again, I know how they operate, and sometimes you could use the way they operate to your advantage. Oh, you haven't seen that one yet? So I got two photos with those come from everybody. Oregon cop watchers. Look that one up, and if you find them, sub to them. But the cops invite themselves into a home after a woman said no. That just popped up on mine. No, this guy sitting in the chair. No, he did. Oops, he was not the one that put the camera up like that. He was sitting there the whole time like this with his camera in the chair. He sat down to talk to the lady. She saw him with the camera. Blinds came down. He's just sitting there. All right. He wasn't doing anything and saying anything at that point. He was just. And when the police came in and rushed everybody, they grabbed him first. The other guy, yeah, they got him. He already crossed the barrier, and he's already into an area that they say not to be, and he knew that. That's why he doesn't walk back there, because he knew that's an area he's not supposed to be in. But he put part of himself in there, so he was already intruding at that point. And he probably realized when he put his hand over there, he was fucked. He was like, shit, they can get me for this. But when the other guy started hitting, so they're the ones hitting. And that was tuc.police suck. Now, the way I'm going to do mine, because I got no backup, and usually at times I'm going to go live, you guys are probably going to be sleeping, and you're going to see it after the fact, because I've been going out there to do it at my times. I look that nobody's at now. So with that in mind, I know I could walk into a post office. Oh, you can't be here because you're filming. You got to go. I can show the poster 7, but they can still have shit fit. The police around here are going to side with them and say, we'll let the courts sort it out. But if he told you to leave and you didn't leave, you're trespassing, even though you and I know it's that. But if they don't say to leave, I'm not going to leave. I'm going to do it, this, that, and the other. The police come and say, there's stupid stuff. They're going to say it. If they say, well, you have to leave, fine. I'm not, but everybody else that's watching this is going to be judging you guys and stuff like this. And if your chief sees this, is he going to say you're right or wrong? But under threat of jail, I'm going to leave, even though I know I'm right. And then I'll go back and do it again until they understand it's legal. Like with the post office alliance, I want to go right back with Brian King, but then he talked with his probation officer and he says, basically, even if he gets arrested for something and it gets thrown away and it gets dismissed, it's still a violation of probation. It's that one little glitch there. But you were arrested. I was found not guilty, but you're still arrested. You violated it. And he's this close to being done. So if you can get over to Brian King, send him some money so he can pay off these shysters, get out from under their wings so he can get out here and help me. So I know the two of us out there would be killer. I know it. Between him and I, with our attitudes, we'll tame New York in a minute. We'll have tons of great videos. But for now, going out by myself, I will probably take the safe course. And I know I'm right, but I'm not going to push it. You go look it up. When I come back and we go through this again, you tell me if I'm right or wrong. And the next time I go back, I'm not going to try to shame them. I'm not here to shame anybody. I'm not here to make a fortune making you look like a fool. Whatever you say is what you say. I'm just a photojournalist gathering content for a story. That's it. And I know I can do this, but you say I'm not. You go look it up and we'll meet again. And then we'll see. The next time, well, I was right. I understand you didn't understand and you figured blah, blah, blah. And 90% of the police are with you doing that. That's why I'm doing this, to show you guys that you're wrong. In a nice way, without making them look stupid. Now, if I run into a stupid cop, like that little short one in my video, the town cop, I knew he had an attitude. If he came up by himself, I probably would have started insulting him like Southside slacker in a minute. Okay, midget, what you want? Oh, you want me to answer questions? No. How'd you get your job at your height? I tried once with my height that I'm taller than you. And they turned me down. Who do you know? They don't pay enough. They do not pay enough. If you lose your job, are they going to pay for it? If they lock you up for a year and they find out, oh, we made a mistake, it was somebody else and you weren't guilty, but we just took your livelihood away from you for a whole year till it came to court. And some court cases can take a year or more. And if you don't have a lot of money, you're going to sit in jail and take that time. And if you sit in jail and you get found guilty, that time's taken off of your sentence. So it's either do it now or do it later. But if you do it now and you're not guilty, they don't pay you for that. You lose your job, they don't pay you for that. If you made $50 an hour, work $8, and I made a lot more than that. Work $8, 8 hours a day times $50 an hour times a year. How much money did I just lose? Are they going to pay me for that? No. So if you get found guilty and then later on, oh, we made a mistake. Sorry about that. Good luck. You're fucked. Anyhow, you got to go out there, start all over. Now, again, I know I can go out there, probably stir up some shit and get cuffed and hands on hard. You know what hands on and hands on hard are two different things. Hands on hard, you go down hard and fast. Other ones, hands on, all right, just relax, just give me your arm. All right, we're gonna do this the easy way. Cool. All right, now we'll just run to see who you are. But other ones, take down hard. All right, give me a head. Your camera goes flying. You're down on the ground. Now, I do know how to do. I better not say this because it could be used against me later on. I'm an actor. Stunts are a good thing I do. I'm very good at stunts. We used to do a fish dance where I don't know if you've ever seen Monty Python, but they did one was called the fish dance. It was a song with a fish. That the girl would dance. Well, yeah, I would get knocked across the stage. It looked like I was really hit. But I do know how to fight. I do know how to block. That's another problem too. If they go hands on hard, instinct is to defend yourself. You try to defend yourself, stop resisting. You start hearing that a lot. Once you hear them start saying, stop resisting, even though you're not resisting, they're just yelling it to beat on you. Yeah, he's still resisting. Stop resisting. I did 10 minutes ago. I'm unconscious. I've seen them beat a quadriplegic once. I did not have a camera. How the fuck can a quadriplegic resist? Sure, they took him down hard, but the only thing that felt anything was his head. The rest was just not jello. And they're yelling, "Stop resisting! Stop resisting!" That was a stupid. His electric chair's over there. They took him right out of it onto the ground and started yelling, "Stop resisting!" All right, Joe, you have a good one. Yeah, I know. That's why I was nervous. All of a sudden, like I said, I was in there just a few minutes. I come out and start walking down. I see two sheriffs. And at first, I was going to walk right back there to the post office, but I could feel the adrenaline kicking in. So now I'm going to walk down here and walk across to where the crosswalk is, not jaywalk across the road. You know, you start getting conscious too. It's like, okay, they're going to come try to arrest you for anything. So anything I do that is illegal from here on, they will nail me for. If I walk crossways across this road, they're going to try to get me for cross jaywalking. So now I'm over in a public park and I turned around and looked at them. Then I knew it was like there's a state trooper across the road over there. There's a town cop over there. There's two cars over there. And so when I was standing there filming the cops, I'm also looking around the corner. There's another one way down around the corner beyond the post office. It's like 5 cop cars. And this is a street. And I'm sitting there telling myself, town cop, sheriff, state trooper. It's like, holy, and my adrenaline's really kicking in then, you know? It's like, holy Jesus, this much for me. Then I told the old guy basically, yeah, he understood what I was there for. But then to follow me for 2 hours? By the way, that one sheriff that was undercover, years and years and years and years and years later, I ran into him. And believe it or not, the house of the girl I was with, and then I got arrested, went to jail for a year, got out, still with her. She didn't take off. I even told her she could, but she good. She stayed with me, and she was there when I got out, right? And she knew I was not guilty, but she wasn't there at the time that this had happened. That was at the coffee house with somebody else. But she knew me. She knew that it just ran into him at a gas station. I didn't even know it was him. And I pulled up. She went into the store, and I'm sitting there in the car. I see the sheriff sitting there. He walks over to my door. He goes, "Can I see your ID?" What? Did I do something wrong? He goes, "No, no, no, no. I just need to see your ID." And I'm looking at him, and then I looked at his pin, and I saw his name. And I said, "Stein, Russell, that's you?" I said, "The fuck?" He goes, "Yeah, because he used to have a full beard. He was chunky at the time when he was undercover. Right now, was cleaned up, didn't even look like him anymore. Right? Then I saw this, like, no shit, it is him. So now I get out of the car. He says, "You son of a bitch." I'm having a cow. I get out, my old lady's coming out, and I'm yelling, "You son of a motherfucker." He's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, what's going on?" And she comes out, she's like, "What's going on?" Says, "That's the guy. That's the undercover cop that they said was going to tell the judge I bought hand to hand from." He goes, "What?" I says, "You remember coming to my house?" "Yeah, I know you real well." He goes, "Because I used to be the bouncer." He goes, "Yes, I know who you are, Minnie." That was my name. That was my street name, Minnie. Not all that big, 5'4". But anyhow, he goes, "I know who you are, Minnie." And I says, "See, even the." I says, "All right." I says, "You remember coming to my house?" I says, "What happened at my house?" He goes, "Your house is known as the coffee house. No drugs are ever done in your house. When I came over there to see Kelly and Keith, and they had already prearranged him buying it from Keith between the bunch of them, we thought we could make a quick transaction while you were in the bathroom and you would never know. But you came out and caught us and chased me down the road." I says, "Okay, do you know I went to prison for that?" He goes, "No." I says, "The DA told my lawyer point blank that you were going to say that you bought hand to hand from me in my house, not that I chased your ass down the fucking road for buying drugs to my house." He goes, "Oh, fuck no." Nope, the DA was lying. He goes, "I knew nothing about it, and I didn't even know about you going to court." So that was all DA bullshit because he pulled 17 of us all in on something that was a sealed indictment for 2 years. And it just happened to be voting time coming up. So, yeah. But seeing him, and he told her the truth. He goes, "No." He says, "Yeah." He goes, "He used to be," he told my girlfriend all the stories that I used to tell her that she knew nothing about when I was a bouncer. And I met her because I had to be her bodyguard. That's how I met her originally. That things got, and I really guarded her body. But, on the good note, I was a great teacher there. All right, I got along with everybody as being a teacher. I always like being I teach people all the time. Probably teaching you some things now. Who knows? But yes, he still is, but he's not in this area. I could find out where he is. I would like to go and audit him now. I would love to find. His name is Russell Stein, and he used to be originally Wayne County Sheriff's. I don't know what sheriff department he's with now or what police department he is with. But he went to K9 too, by the way. And he had a dog named Ivo, not Fivo, but Ivo, right? And he pulled up one day near my place, but he wasn't pulling up for me for something else. And he pulled up with Ivo in the back, and I was just going off. And I come down and I saw him in the car. And, "Hey." So he gets out, we start bullshitting. And he goes, "My dog's got to piss." I use my yard. So he gets his dog out and wandered about my yard, And then the dog started to come back, and he's coming to me. He goes, don't go near the dog." He goes, "He knew I smoked. I reek of pot all the time. I don't hide it." He goes, "You know what he's trained for, right?" "Oh, yeah, no problem." So the dog's coming up. I'm trying not to do anything. And the dog comes right up straight to me, sits down, looks at me, right? And then he puts his paw up and starts at me. "Hey, hey." So I put my hand down. I start petting his head. He's like, "That's what I wanted." Now he's looking at his dog. He's like, "What the fuck?" He goes, "You smell like pot." He's trained to freak out when he smells pot. I says, "Yes, but dogs don't freak out when they see me." It was a shepherd, and all shepherds instantly go from attack to, "Oh, hi." Uh, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" Ivo and I became friends. So I would see him periodically that. But yeah, my stepson about to get in a lot of trouble. He was not listening and everything else. And he actually came by and gave him a scare tactic for me. You know? Now, I was a boss of a landscaping crew, and I had tons of time. But when the crews were doing their jobs, were working right, I really had nothing to do. It was when they were screwing up and fucking up that I had to go out there, do something, and fix it to make it work right. You know, and new people, you messed up. That's it. They're gone. They just disappear. Nobody knows where they go. But I would have to handle it. But there was times my crews actually worked really good. I had nothing to do. So I'd sit around the shop and bullshit. And I was there at the shop one day, and all of a sudden, this German Shepherd, a blonde German Shepherd, pretty dog, just comes running right up to me. It's like right there. Oh, hi, sits down. Me and that dog ends up, this dog belonged to a biker gang in a couple houses down and was trained not to like anybody. So I'm sitting there, dog liked the hell out of me, but if anybody came around me, this dog was like, so I had my own guard dog. My old boss came up one day all mad about something. His name was Don Forsay or DF. We called him DF because it was dumb fuck. Hey DF, what's up? He didn't never do that. The dog, he came up, he was getting mad at me about something. The first time that he saw the dog there, the dog he freaked out. He had a fear of dogs. Oh, he had a great voice, so I could imitate him good. His name was Don per se. He'd almost talk like Don, but he was stupid. His name was Don. All right, Blue Ghost, you have a good one. It is already morning. It's only 5:30 in the morning here, which means in California it's 1:30. I befriended a biker's Triumph once too. He had a nice chopped Triumph and went out about 12 feet out. Every time you turned, the thing only could turn like this. You could never made turn like that. It was like, so when you came up to any corner like that, you had to slow right down because it just wouldn't turn. Full turn was, but he let me borrow it for a couple days. Look cool. It's 4:30. Oh, you missed 4:20 Invictus. Later, Blue Ghost. Yeah. I lived in Texas for 3 weeks, down in Galveston. Daytime, we built houses. Nighttime, we looked for cow patties with mushrooms coming out. Came back to New York with a whole duffel bag full of mushrooms. Froze them and stored them and sold them for about a year. They didn't sell to everyone. It was just a few people that would come by. I would sell maybe an ounce or two every week or so. Yeah, again, I had all that mushrooms. It was great at first, but then it was like we'd have parties. I'd have a bowl in the middle of the table full of mushrooms. Just take one. Go ahead. You have anybody know what a garbage can party is? We're down to 5 people. Garbage can party. You have a garbage can with a plastic bag inside of it, and you come in. You bring a bottle of whatever you want. It could be whiskey, gin, whatever. You can bring a couple 6 packs of beer. Well, basically, what you think if you were going to massively drink that night, how much alcohol you would drink, that's what you would bring to the party, and you dump it into the garbage can. All right, you just dump the whole thing right in the garbage can. So as everybody comes in, Somebody says, all right, bottle of whiskey. We had an official taste tester. That was me, usually. And I don't drink. But a couple of garbage can parties, I end up getting wasted. It's not that I don't have a problem with it. It's just I don't like getting dizzy, but sometimes I had to drink, Oh, geez. A message from an old girlfriend. Go away. Bathtub party? We never had enough people to fill a bathtub, but we could fill a garbage can party. Every time something's dumped in, you take the shot glass and needs something else. So, you can dump it, even if you drank pop, put a couple gallons of pop in there. I was happy when they did that because after a while, it's like you're looking for the non-alcoholic part of the bar. They just poured it in there. Okay, it's mostly pop, I think. Oh, crap. Yeah. Jungle juice in the bathtub. Yeah, we had, oh, again, this guy, Keith, the one that I got that sold in my house, that guy, we were at his house having a garbage can party. About 40 people, I'm guessing, was there. We had the mushrooms there. We had acid there. They had coke there. They had lots of weed there. I'm sorry. I had lots of weed there. My neighbor across the road was a dealer. And this is out in the country. He sold for 15 years out of a trailer. Cops would even pull into his place and buy weed. And he took one hit of acid, but when he went to take it, and he breathed it in. So he's thinking, oh, I wasted it. I have to take another one. So he takes another one, puts on his tongue. I didn't know he did that. He told me what he did. I said, oh, great. You just took 2 hits of acid. No, the other one I didn't get on my tongue. Doesn't matter where you get it. It's soaking into you from wherever it is. So he's like, oh, crap. Yeah, he was having fun that night. He saw a giant spider that wasn't there. He was watching the music floating through the air. You could actually see it. That he says didn't look like notes. He said it looked like waves. As the music was coming, you see different waves going in the air, like heat coming off the ground. He was saying. Yeah, one of the reasons I got separated from my ex at that coffee house, she tried to poison me. She gave me, I think, about a birthday drink, and it was just juice. All right. And in the bottom had 6 hits of double hit acid. Orange sunshine, actually. And I drank it. And as soon as I got like that, it was empty, and I saw all those little tabs down at the bottom. I knew I was fucked. So I look at it, I was like, oh, I see 4. Oh, there's 2 more there. It wasn't in the tabs anymore. It was in the juice because it soaked out of the tab into the whatever I drank. So it didn't matter if I took the tabs. I was just done. Yeah, it was done. About an hour later, I was talking in reverse. I didn't know it. And they decided to record me. I don't even remember that. I remember growling. It was in the middle of the floor. And it was I could remember it was so bad. It was coming in waves. I would sit there in the middle of the floor, just all of a sudden, what's going on? Why am I here? But when it kicked in, I was just walking across the room. All of a sudden, that's all I remember. They said I just went straight on my face. Then somehow they got me up and into the bathroom. The next thing I remember recalling seeing, they said I was walking. They helped me walk. I don't remember any of it. But I do remember, like I said, it comes in waves. You're really wasted, come down a little bit, then it goes, so you're really wasted, and you come down back to normal a little bit. You're wasted. That's how it works. It just comes in big waves, especially when you're overdosed on acid. You don't really die, but you just go a little goopy. Maybe that's what's wrong with me now. So anyhow, in one of the downtimes, like, what's going on here? You know, then you can feel myself going into it again. It's like a Jekyll and Hyde thing. That, yeah, I came to the next morning. I was fine. Wondering how the hell I got here. Well, that one was involuntary. But again, bubbles from soda flow through the air. Wow. That'd be a neat one to see. Wow, they puff, but if you look, you can see a little wave of the coming out. Wow. Now, years and years later, my stepson Jason came home, and he says, "Pops, you gotta help me." This is why. He goes, his girlfriend basically gave him a hit. And I talk to my kids and tell them what they're supposed to learn in school and health classes, the real Skippy of shit. He goes, my girlfriend gave me a hit of acid half an hour ago. I didn't want to be anywhere because now he's scared. And if you're going to take psychedelics, how you go into your trip is affected by how you are emotionally when you go into the trip. He's already getting paranoid before it kicks in because it takes an hour after you take acid for it to kick in. And he said he had a half hour. He says, all right, I got to get him out of the scaredy funk and get him into some type of a cool funk. So at least when it kicks in, he can handle it. And I'm not holding him down saying there's nothing coming from through the wall, you know? And yeah, got his mood going good. And was showing you, I was juggling. That's what I was doing. I was juggling balls. Right? This is gonna look cool when you start kicking. I says, you can see instead of just balls, you can see little trails coming off the balls. And it's just like fun like that. I says, it's not gonna be anything bad. The monsters are not gonna jump out at you. This is your watch. Start juggling the balls, right? And I took as one comes down, I put it over here. Now I'm juggling two, but pretending I'm still winning. So it's one. And he's still seeing three balls going back. Then another one will drop. And now I'm tossing one, still pretending I'm tossing three. And I take that one away, drop it. I'm still doing this. And he's still seeing the balls go through the air. This is Jason, you still see the balls? Yep. Here. Where'd you go? Whoa, wait, whoa. This is, see, you're tripping now. You know, and he started laughing at that. So then we had fun the rest of the night. We just freaking about on different shit. And his mom wasn't home, so she didn't know. Because she would not help. She goes, oh my God, what do we do? It would have tripped him out. He would have freaked out, you know. I see the bones coming through my hands. I got to cut my hand off. Oh my God. Yeah. Again, that one back in the 60s, we were trained to do that. Have to be responsible. You don't just go give acid to a dog and laugh about it. It's a waste of acid. You know, you don't get your dog high. It's a waste of pot. And that dog's not going to really like it. There's this, what we think smells good sometimes is 500 times stronger for a dog. So if you can smell something that's really strong to you, imagine if it was 500 times stronger, how it would affect you. There's some smells that you can smell burns your nose, it hurts, and it'll hurt up in here, in your eyes, the migraine stuff. It's worse for a dog or a cat. Yeah, it's a waste of. I had a cat named Cokie. I never got the cat high. It did it itself. You left anything, a roach, out, gone. It comes out. And the cat, I got it as a little kitten, and it grew that much. It mutated itself. It found Keith's acid once. That was fun. Cat freaking out over air. Oh my God, there's air here. It did. It like he draw lines. We'd have to draw lines in places where the cat couldn't jump up on. I didn't do it, but he did. I didn't like cocaine. Just all it did was make my nose and teeth numb. I'm hyper enough. How can you make me any more hyper? Here's 6 o'clock in the freaking morning and but yeah, the cat did it itself. Anything you love. I one night I had a half ounce sit right here, sitting in the chair. I was so comfortable, and I knew better. Hook up in the morning, the bag, weeds everywhere, and the cat's. I tried. The cat didn't like catnip. I tried. The other cats like catnip. The other cats they had no problem with. But this cat never got any bigger than this. Yeah, hated cat. Cats are weird. They're happy. Do you know cats are happier being feral and free? They don't like being pets. They're just sitting there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know you like me. No, I don't. I'm not mad at you because you like me. I'm just mad because I'm stuck here. And that's the cat's attitude. We had, well, we had a great house once. We had a house, top floor. We had a stripper and her husband lived there. Middle floor was landlord John Shields, and we made, or he made a lot of alcohol, moonshine, and this is right in the middle of town. We don't have a big monster still. Have an easy way of making it using a pressure cooker. You know, set the pressure cooker for 179 degrees, not any higher because 212 water boils and steams off. But at 189 degrees, alcohol will steam off out of the water before it does. Have a coil. Alcohol goes down the coil, cools off, fresh alcohol. So, middle floor, we have a moonshiner. Bottom floor, me. I sold a lot of tobacco. I smoked a lot of tobacco. And our next door neighbor, oh God, we call her the cat lady. She never cleaned her house. This is not no joke. When she lived there, newspapers were on the floor where anything went to the bathroom instead of being picked up. So it just got covered up. And it had newspaper on the floor everywhere. I mean, everywhere. It was just, you ever see one of those houses that people just store shit? Well, she just stored the shit. There was nothing in here but crap, you know? Yep. Upstay, what's up? Good morning. What are you doing up this early? Are you just getting up upstate or haven't gone down yet? Good evening, Ladybird. Oh, see, I got to retire. Oh, wait, I did. See, wait till you get old and everything that you broke on your body hurts and that. Then you get to retire and do whatever you want while you're in pain and aching. Good night, streaming silence. So she had feral cats everywhere. I mean, every day we'd see a cat out the road that didn't quite make it. You know. Well, our moonshiner guy had a couple cats. He had one cat that was not quite right. And so he kept it down in the basement to get the mice down the basement. And it just was not right. And once in a while, he'd pick up the dead cats from off the road. If it was fresh kill, he'd take a big chunk, feed it to his cat. Well, this cat took a liking to cat meat. Then one day, one cat got hit. And it was mostly dead, but it was still partially alive. He brought that down in there, let his cat kill that cat. Then he let the cat free. That cat was running around. You could see that cat just running around with all the feral cats, chasing them, catching one cat, killing it, and dragging it off somewhere and eating it. She ended up getting moved out of that house. That house was cleaned up and condemned and rebuilt. That, but man, for years and years, that place was bad. And that cat was around for I moved out probably a couple months later. I was only there for like a half year until we got a good place because he was a friend of mine, so it wasn't bad. We had a good place. Brent wasn't bad. Had good parties going. Then we moved to another place, but that cat was still there for about 2 years. I'd stop by. We'd sit on his patio, drinking a couple beers. I'd have coffee while he was drinking it. He's always trying to pour alcohol in my coffee. And that moonshine we made, it was tasteless. So if you put it in my coffee, the coffee might have tasted a little odd, but with all the sugar I put in it, I probably wouldn't notice it. You know, we sit there, all of a sudden we hear, "Meow!" There goes this cat chasing another cat. So that thing's still killing those cats, you know. Yeah, with retirement, you got a lot of time. Luckily, I'm still in good shape. I used to be a super chain smoker. I would probably smoke about a half ounce a day, and it doesn't really affect me. It just keeps me from bouncing off walls. No, this is not tobacco. Muted myself so it wouldn't cough your guys' ears. Medically retired you for yeah, I was in the Marines. I was good at everything pretty much. I could shoot, great at hand to hand, stuff like that. So you know what? All that good killing power I have. Guess what job they gave me? Any guesses? Sniper training? Do you think? Or something like that? Nope. Statistical research. Oh no. Fear, is that you? Everyone, Battle Vortex. I'm believing this is Fear, my old boss from Battle Vortex. Show I used to do. Big Conflict Talk Live. And of course, well, I don't know. Every time I go on to make a comment in any of the other ones, it shows up as Battle Vortex too. So I have to keep switching back to Bullet. So I figured it could be Craig or it could be somebody else. Well, I figured it was you. This is my audit channel, not the game channel. Oh, go look. I got over 600 subs. I've got one video's got 4,000 views, guys. This is my audit channel, Fear. Not the gaming channel. This is the audit channel where we audit the. Do you know what auditing is? Where you covertly go check somebody out and do a checklist of things that they should be doing right and checking off the things they do wrong. So I'm explaining to you. All right. We have a constitution. In the constitution, we have amendments. We have the first, second, third, blah, da, da, da. All right. We have the amendment for free speech. We have amendment for the right to carry arms and stuff like that. Well, a lot of our rights are being forgotten unless you exercise our rights and show people we can do this. When the police say you can't, they will get out of control and start. If you watch some of the videos, they're already out of control. That's what auditing is. For example, I got a challenge exactly just for you. Simple one. Take your phone, walk into a post office. Don't try to make any scene or even try to film any patrons or civilians, and you legally can. All right, but try to be as nice as you can. People just point at the wall and take pictures of the wall, right, and walk around and look for a poster 7. All right, poster 7 basically is the United States Postal Service's announcement and rules and regulations to the post office of how they are supposed to conduct business. And in it, it says photography is allowed. Now, up here, we have a lot of historical post offices that people would like, for example, go in and take pictures of, and they have artwork and stuff for people to see. But some people they see a camera or that, they think it's an automatic gun, and they get scared and say, "Oh, you can't be here. Get out." Even though instead of having an argument, most times you just look at poster 7. It says, "I can film here." All right. And please just don't get in my way. Don't make a scene. Well, we get a lot of people out there that fail and go, "Get out of here." Like I got one. I walked into a post office. I'll get out of the challenge. All you have to do is go into the post office, take pictures of the wall and anything on the wall. If they tell you to get out, go ahead. Just get out. Even though legally you can stay there. Just walk out of the post office. When the police come and you're on the public sidewalk and they start asking you your name and that, try not to say anything. Say, "I have the right to remain silent." Am I under arrest? Am I being detained? If I'm being detained, what crime did I commit? All right. And not give them your name. Unless they say, "Okay, we're going to charge you with da 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 trespassing," even though you're not illegally right. All right, fine. Now I got to give you my name. Then you give your name. But try to get to the point where you're talking to the police to say, "I have the right to remain silent." See what happens. It's all legal. You can do it. But people don't know their rights because they're not being exercised out there. They are being taken away, basically. And you can walk down a sidewalk now, taking pictures of cars going by. Somebody's going to freak out. Call the cops. The cops are going to come. "Hey, I can do this. I'm a photojournalist and I'm working on a story." That's all you got to basically say. And we've had people, we had guys this week, guns pulled on them. My video here, I'm going to pull up my video for you to go look at personally. Let me go to my channel, get my first one. Get the link for it. Now, Fear, do you remember seeing that short video where it showed me where is it? My YouTube's goofing up. All right. Do you remember that little short blurb that came out on my Facebook? Because I was trying to do YouTube live. The day after I did this video, and I was there for 2 hours. Let me get the link. All right, here's the link. Now, after going in the post office for 2 minutes, and the postmaster freaked out and told me to leave, and I left, and the police came, I had 7 cars, 3 police departments, and followed me and tagged me for 2 hours. Now, I had the county sheriffs, Wayne County Sheriffs, New York State Police, and I had the town clowns there because I had a camera inside the post office. When they came, and I was in the park now, public park, when they came over, I explained to them what I was doing, even though I didn't have to. I was being complimentary and trying, because first off, I had no backup. I wasn't live. I didn't have somebody backup camera as a witness. I just had what I had here. All right. So I'm not going to try to get arrested. I'm a photojournalist and I'm working on a story. If they want to be the story, they can be the story. If they don't want to be the story, then let me go back to what I was filming here and just go away because I'm not doing anything illegal. But I get 7 cops. They knew I wasn't doing anything illegal. I told them, hey, I'm Bullet. I'm just doing story. And the post office has a lot of artwork in that, and I wanted to get a story on it. The guy freaked out. Go tell him what the law is because Poster 7 says this. So they knew I was right to that point. Went down. Now they were standing there. They didn't know what to do. They were looking to get me in trouble. Why? For doing something. Now I showed them up. Oh, you came here for no reason. Go away. Oh, we got to do something. That's what they have. I've always done that. I've always been, all right, since the 60s and 70s. Do you remember sit-ins and smoke-ins? I was there, man. No, it's one of those things that I've got thousands of friends that are out there doing this. All right, it started out with just a few people out there, and more people are out there doing it. That's why I do it. I went to Woodstock. Okay, I was 11. I didn't do any drugs or anything. All I remember is I was wet. I was cold. The music was loud. It was okay in that, but I really didn't know who these people were. All I knew was my stepsister was hot, and I was 11. I am an old son of a bitch. So, well, we're down to 2 people. Invictus, you still here? And usually I run the hangout and have other people come in here too. But nobody uses the hangout anymore. They changed it up and then they changed it back for some reason. And what are you doing up at 6 in the oh no wait. It's 4 in the morning where you are. Hmm. But my first one, that first video I just sent you, has gotten 4,432 views. Lots of comments of that. But all it is walking into a post office. They had that artwork was neat. I really wanted to get it, but man, I felt rushed because that guy was coming right up behind me. I was, hey, can I help you? So I was like trying to get him to talk about the post office. Hey, how old is this? It was built 1930s. Huh. Was going to get him to talk, but as soon as I turned that camera to him, he freaked out and he came right, hey, don't take my picture. He came right at me. Instinctively, I wanted to grab him and just do a shoulder roll or something. Hey, don't touch me. Get the fuck out of here. But I didn't do that. I just like, don't you quit touching me. I can do this. It's what I'm looking for the poster 7 for, to show you. I can do this. They didn't have one there. And I just didn't have one to bring with me. Oh, we're up to 4. Again. Well, I'm about to sign out the 2 new ones that just came in here. Oh, I haven't actually played that since they changed it up. Now they changed it up. It's more like you go in, you die, you can go back in and fly again. I don't like it, so I stopped playing that. World of Warships, though, I haven't been making many videos of those because I've been busy. What I really also do is we have lots of other auditors that go live, and when they go, well, it used to be better. When you died, you died. Your round was done. Then you had to pick another plane, go play another round while they were finishing that round, like World War. Now it's you die up, you get to do it, go back and fly again. You got to dominate this circle, or you got to dominate that. The other ones is before. It's like there was a mountain range. I could pick this side of the mountain, go down here, then come cut back here and sneak up on the people in the other planes that are all massing up here, especially with the bots. And yeah, but I would have one before the round would be done. And my record with my plane was all of them. I got every single enemy plane. Nobody else got them. I would let it go off and let the bots of that go do some damage to that. So these planes were a little weaker when I came back. But yeah, not just one time, but I did it many times. Got all the planes. Nobody else got any planes but me. Now it's like, oh, you died. Oh, get back in there. 3 minutes, 3 seconds, you get to start again. Okay, and go. So they changed it to that. It's like, yeah, I don't like it no more. I still have it. I may load it back up again, but I still dominate that way too. All right, tell you what, you're gonna have to tell me when you're going on again. I'll come on. I'll teach you guys how to fly. That's one of the things I'm best at is flying. I used to have Ace Combat. Me and Ricky, my son, my late son, we used to play that all the time. There was Ace Combat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there was another one, but I forgot the name of it. It wasn't named 6. Rosgrease? Was it? No, something like that. But oh yeah, I filled up. By the way, I filled up Battle Vortex Fleet in World of Warships. We pretty much I bought all the new things that you can buy as you get more oil in that in there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to join the opposite team. I want to see you guys go. There's Bullet. Get him! Get him! Get him! You guys are still on Discord, right? I still have the Discord. And every time I go in there, nobody's there. Well, it says people are there, but they're not. They're just hanging. And they took my Steven Seagal away, made him a John Doe. Oh, okay. I do have a wargaming group. Man, I'm going to get in there. Like I said, I have it, but every time I go in, nobody's there. Okay, so your evenings are late evenings for me. Figure I'm 2 hours ahead of you. So, all right, I've probably been on here almost 2 hours. It's a record for me. But um, watch number 1 and number 2. Again, something as simple as walking into a post office, just taking pictures of the wall. Don't say anything to anybody. Try not to be a nuisance or weird. No, I'm just taking pictures, man. Don't worry about it. I'm cool. I'm cool. Let's see what happens. It should be nothing. But when you walk outside and then all of a sudden there's 7 cop cars, umpteen cops surrounding you for a camera, Something's wrong. And then sit there after they for 2 hours tailing me, trying to find out what I'm driving so they could follow me home or whatever. All right, is ridiculous. That's a waste of police force. 2 hours just to sit there to watch me at a park. I had to trick them in number two by telling the one cop, I said, well, if you guys are all still sitting here for me, it says I'm going to be here another 2 hours because there's a bus that comes at 6 o'clock. And that goes here, then that there, and then it goes down there, and it goes over there. So, this is what I'm going to be do here for and where I'm going. 5 minutes later, they all gone. I went around the block and checked out everything. They were gone. Got in my car, which was actually in the video. It's only 2 cars away from where that cop was. No. Actually, the post office, it was my very first one, first audit. I wanted to actually go in because I know this post office. It's in Lyons, New York, which is the capital of Wayne County. And the post office has nice artwork, and it's an old historic building. And I'm going in as a photojournalist to do a story. And my story originally was going to be this post office and the artwork and the dedications and why this is da 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 da. Not some postmaster coming in, hey, you can't take my picture. Well, this wasn't supposed to be about you. You just jumped in the middle of it. Or walking up to the front of a police department to take a picture of it, you're going to get surrounded, even though you can. Or, boy, name any public place that you think you could go, like courtroom. The courtroom's open for the public. It's for the public. Was trying the public. The public is the jury, but you can't take a camera in there or have anybody take a camera in there. They have cameras in there for security, but they can opt to not record it. Only hit the record if something's going on. Like the cops, they can record it all the time, but usually when they turn the lights on, it starts recording 8 seconds before they turn the light on, but nothing before that. Only when something's happening, they turn it on. Some courts are like that. So you can't even do a FOIA, which is a Freedom of Information Act, to get that. Well, we didn't have them on, so you can't get them. Yes, you can. If they are in public, you can take a picture of anything you see in public is photographable. You have no expectation. No one or nothing has any expectation of privacy in public. If you're worried about me with a camera, look up and see how many cameras are on all the buildings that you've got used to looking at. I don't have to say what I am. I have the right to remain silent. Anyone has the right to remain silent, not say anything unless you're charged with a crime. Why would the Gestapo want to know who you are and what you're doing all the time? Unless they're just Gestapo. I could take it from public spot. If I am standing on a sidewalk and I could see inside of a jail and see way over there in the women's jail, right? And the women are stretching out, taking their clothes off. I could photograph that. If the guards come out and say, "Oh, we have women back there, that are doing this," and you get a picture of them, it's not my problem. I'm in public. If you're worried about it, build a bigger wall, or don't have them do that there. Have them do it somewhere else. But we're in public. Yes, it is how it works. That's exactly how I can show you all the paperwork. I'm not saying why would I want to. We're out there auditing. Why do cops put out bait cars instead of following a car that was stolen and getting them that way? Why would they put out bait cars? Do you know why? to trap the ones most apt to steal. The reason auditors go out there and bait other people is to find the ones that shouldn't. Like, if I go out there and call a cop, you're a dumb shit, right? Most cops are supposed to train to say, you have the right to think that. Other cops are, well, he threatened me. I thought that camera might have something. I was scared. And they'll get off with it. That's why we do it, to find out who is most apt to not do it correctly. Who is, if we find a cop that's most apt to lose his cool, he shouldn't have that job. If cops can bait, why can't we? Now, I'm not the one that's going to go out there and bait the cops. I'm going to do everything legitimately, and they'll say, oh, you can't do this here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to be the one to say, really? I can't explain that to me, so I don't get in trouble. I want to hear exactly what the rule is. Go ahead. Have them put their foot in their mouth. If they say leave, fine, but I got them putting their foot in the mouth, and everybody out here, the thousands of people are going to see that. Now, technically, they walked up. I didn't say anything to them. They're trying to troll me, trying to say, you can't blah, 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 or who are you? We got to know who are you and what are you doing here? None of your business. They technically, unless I'm doing something illegal, it's none of their business what I'm doing. A lot of people get pulled over for nothing. Well, we see you in this area and you don't look like you fit in this area. What are you doing here? Why would you have to tell them anything? It's not your business. Fear, you don't know me too well. I haven't told you some of the stories. I've been baited by cops umpteen times. I have not gotten a ticket on my license 30 years. I've been pulled over many times for stupid stuff, which I got out of. And I've been around cops that tried to cause a lot of stuff. I won't let it happen. Why is it important to me? Well, why was it important for Rosa Parks to say, oh, fuck this shit, I'm going to sit right here. Make me move. Somebody had to do it. She was only one person. I am very active. When I have nothing to do, I'm watching the other guys. If somebody's getting in trouble that's out there doing this with a, say, they went to Cheyenne post office. All right. And also the post office started getting stupid in that. I will be right here looking up that post office and putting the number out for everybody to readdress their grievance, which the public has the right to do. Readdressing your grievance is basically saying, no, I don't agree with what you're saying. This is the law. You are reading it wrong. Please go back and check it. And the public has the right to redress grievances. So I'll put the number out for everybody to call. I'm not telling them to. It's their choice to call that post office. Now that post office phones will start ringing like crazy while we're all sitting there live watching this, and everybody's calling the post office. And also, the post office is like, never mind. Go ahead. If we don't exercise our rights, what is exercising in the first place? You exercise to keep in shape, to be able to do something, to be able to use your arms. If you don't exercise, say I left this arm there and didn't use it and didn't use it and didn't use it, then when I to use it again, it's not going to work right. You have to exercise your rights periodically before they're forgotten. And a lot of our rights are being forgotten. I was there during the civil rights movements. I wasn't just there because it was a in thing. People are people. Man, woman, black, white, purple, human. One category for me. No matter who, what they are human. What they do in life is something else. Actually, you look like you looked, no, I've never left the 60s. And again, when the 60s started and culture for that was changed, how long did that take? At beginning, everybody was going, "Why are you doing that? Oh, you're a nigger lover." Oh shit, I said that word. Don't that it was that YouTube don't like that. um, when I was a hippie, we did sit-ins and smoke-ins. The smoke-ins basically was like 500 people come in, everybody fires up a joint. The police would go, "We're going to arrest you." Go ahead. We'll get up. No, you just got taken. So we're all sitting there one by one getting dragged off while we're getting high. It would take them hours and hours and hours. We'd go in front of the judge. They didn't have the room to put everybody. So the judge would just wait. Most would just like, dismissed, 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 dismissed. They're just making a point, blah, blah, blah. And then because of the smoke-ins, in 1972, the law changed for marijuana. It wasn't a half joint gets 5 years. It's now, it's the misdemeanor. I'm in New York, and in New York, technically it is, but you can't grow it here. I can't get the THC, but I can order all CDBs I want. And yeah, I don't need much of it. I'm actually probably going to I've been testing the CDBs. Yeah, back in 1960s to early 70s, for a half a joint or any pot at all, you could get 5 years. If you would plead down to a 1 to 3 back then. If you had a pound, which I knew a lot of people who had lots of pounds, that was around 10 to 20 years. I'll be right back. Oh, actually, I'm still right here. I just have to walk to the other side of my house here to use the bathroom. No, it's not a lot of beer. Coffee. Yeah, I know that. I can't go to sleep. Gee, because of coffee? No. It's just the way I am. Oh, there's my dog. And my bird. Well, it's morning, they're telling me. Hey, it's morning. Is it time to get up now? Sure, get up. I'll be going to bed in an hour. So anyhow, what are you doing up so early, Pierre? Or are you still up from playing the game? I know I asked this earlier. You know, I don't think I can see what your answer is from here. Hello, Trouble. Give me here. Go ahead, say good morning to your friend. Everybody, this is Sweet Pete making all sorts of noise. What? There's your sissy. All right, sissy, now we're going to make you a star on TV. There she is. This is the little girl. You're streaming war blades, war planes. That's just what he's trying to say. There is an Invictus and Vega conflict, and I actually wanted to ask him if he's the same one. She is part. She's what is called a chug. Part Chihuahua, and if you can't tell from the tail, part pug. Wait, get this tail up. It's a curly tail. Now she won't bring it up. And she's up in my arms. She thinks she's a queen. She's just there above my throne. Has the nose up and everything else. At Chihuahua and Pug. Chug. With the noses in flat. The eyes are similar, which you can't see that well. Similar to a pug's, but they don't pop out. They're in. And her head's not too small like a Chihuahua's. So it's a neat blend. And she could jump about 3.5 foot high. She thinks it tastes good. She's just taste testing me in case I pass away. She's got something to eat for a while I run away. Pugwawa. So yeah, Fear, if you go look at my video, the first one is me just walking in. I knew they were going to come, but I didn't know they were going to come that bad. Then me walking out after the postmaster freaked out. And then walked across to the post office. Next thing I know, I see cops freaking everywhere. Like, no shit. I think I sent you the link a few weeks ago when it happened, but wow, that stuck at me. So, all right, I have 3 people here. I will not drive you crazier anymore. It's just started a stream out because Highdesert Community Watch got arrested for walking down the sidewalk. And I wanted the community to get over there to that stream to start taking care of that. So yeah, it's California and Texas, that area, the police are slowly getting the idea that photography is not a crime. And that's another group I'm part of. It's called PINAC, PINAC. So yeah, and I will be getting back to making more of those stupid videos for Battle Vortex. Or yeah, you know what I mean. Although other one, yeah. So far tonight we have one guy, Highdesert Community Watch, was with another group. They're all on sidewalks, watching each other doing what they do is cop watch or cop blocking. They watch cops pull over people just to make sure that they do everything right and don't beat somebody like Rodney King. So, the sun's coming in. Sunlight, it burns. It burns. I'm gonna have to go to bed. The sun's rising. So, y'all take it easy and thanks for coming. Later, Invictus. Y'all have fun. See ya.